Yeah, it
Done.
seemed to have a little demon baby buddy and like a D12 or something. Here
Little
to
demon
start.
baby buddy and a D12. Little demon baby buddy and a D12 here.
Demon baby buddy and a D12.
Little demon baby buddy and a
Demon
D12.
baby buddy and D12.
Nick, I'll give you 25 cents if you re-roll the Tinted Rock.
I don't want to.
Wow.
I'd rather get something out of it.
Wow.
Your money's no good here.
I'll give you 125 pico cents.
I thought you were gonna say Canadian dollars, and I was gonna still say no.
Yeah, 125 Canadian dollars ain't what it used to be. I'll give you that. Why is
You
that
could just about buy one video game with that, right?
125 Canadian dollars? You could buy a video game and have enough money left over to feed a family of 3 or 4 at McDonald's.
Or you
Or
buy a little demon buddy and a D12.
you know what? Demon buddies. The market is saturated up here. I don't know. What do you even want here? Necronomicon? This is not fantastic.
There's actually 2 tinted rocks.
Everyone's freaking bummed out about the docket today, and they're like, well, you don't understand. With every vote that ever happens on Twitch or on Twitter, it's always like 51 to 49, so the maximum amount of people always end up being disappointed. I said, hey, what do you guys want to see on the show today? I'd say about 6 out of 10 people said Overwatch. 4 out of 10 people said anything but Overwatch. This is the climate that we exist in now on a daily basis. And Nick and I just got finished recording like 2.5 hours of Overwatch with Dan, Bear, and Rob. So we figured, you know what? Let's mix it up today and not play Overwatch.
Yeah, I was kind of up for whatever, and it seems like everybody doesn't want the things we pick unless we pick them, and then they don't want those things.
I did see, when the stream had not started, I saw people be like, thank you for the god tier docket saving us from Overwatch.
Really?
But now that it
Oh.
started, they're like, fuck this. I understand chat's not one person. But, you know, you gotta understand
Yeah.
from our position, you know, we're
You
like
are.
Vince Gilligan here, and then everyone is writing in, no, kill Hector Salamanca, no, keep Hector Salamanca alive, you know? It's hard to sort out what you want. We can't do Gang Beasts because,
Games
Yes,
have
sir.
to work for us to play them.
yeah, not to be rude about it, but I actually got a specific message today that was like, you know, the servers don't normally work, but they like do not work today. Like
Oh.
at the best of times,
They especially don't
it's
work.
finicky, but today it's been like real bad. So one day we'll return to Gang Beasts, and to be honest with you, and I'm sure Nick agrees, I'm very excited to return.
Yeah.
I like that game a lot.
I know we were in a bit of a position earlier where it seemed like we were setting it up to be overplayed, is I think what a lot of people were saying on Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I felt that way necessarily, but, you know, maybe this gives it a breather for those people that believe that.
It's a good way to think about it. Nick, this seed that you've given me is 100% spacebar items.
That's not very confidence building.
All
'cause
that
I've
you
only
get-
just now gotten to my second item room.
All that you get on this run are spacebar items.
Well, that's the challenge of it. This is the spacebar only item.
Apparently.
I'll probably take the flying over the Pokeball.
Did you take the pony or did you take the Bible?
Yeah, I took the pony.
Okay. Did you know that, here's your Isaac fact for today, if you get a book, you're more likely to get libraries in the future?
That one I did actually know.
Did you know that if you pick up an HP upgrade, your HP goes up by at least 1?
Oh, yeah. It can't go up 0.5, can it?
I don't believe it
Only-
can go up 0.5. No, they
just
haven't
one.
they haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, maybe in Plus.
Maybe in Afterbirth Plus we'll have half HP upgrades. That's going to be the first mod that I'm going to make.
I think you've said that a few times about different things. You gotta commit.
And it's all true. It's all true.
You Penn Gillette for the 8 months in a row. I think I passed somebody earlier. And also, we do have an actual Isaac fact here.
Okay.
This is number 16 from the long-running series. Thank you again, thank you to Nick for being on the analyst list for the $8 tip. Says, Isaac's bedroom has a different icon on the map depending on whether it is clean or dirty.
What?
You won't see the icon before you go in unless you have mapping that allows you to. I never would have known that. That's a good one.
I had no idea.
Isn't that a good one?
That is
That may be
that's
the
a
best
great
one so
tip.
far, actually.
That has actually blown my mind. If that's true, and I have no reason to believe it isn't,
believe
please
it's true.
don't feel the need to make up Isaac facts, but that's incredible if it's the truth.
Hasn't let us down so far.
I'm not saying I disbelieve. I'm just saying there's no independent body that's fact-checking these Isaac facts. And sometimes people are like, hey, did you know if you use Breath of Life, then, you know, your family pets will never die? And then you gotta be like, no, someone just wrote that onto the wiki. It's not true. Life is still a transient curse for everybody. Unfortunately.
But there's this one certain dagger that if you wield it just right...
Is that your impression of Dan?
I think that's my impression of Dan doing an impression of you doing a nerdy analyst.
That seems right. Here's my impression of Dan. Hey guys, deliberate misinformation. And then a noble Northern Lion appears and says, actually, just letting you know, that's incorrect. And then Dan goes, ow! If you'll excuse me, here's some bullshit that I'm gonna talk about right now. What a guy.
He's kind of painting you into a corner.
He is painting me into a corner. He can say all the shit that's incorrect that he wants. I can't correct him, or else I risk getting the Dan voice.
Getting the dance. The dance of death.
Exactly. I hope you dance by Jody Messina.
Jody Messina.
Is Dan dead, or does NL never want to stream with him again? We just recorded like 2 hours of Dan Giesling talking about stealth. I
actually invited him to the show.
Yeah, and he's taking his grandma to see X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah. Wait, is that it? Secret room?
It's all spacebar items, Nick. Don't waste your time.
Secret room didn't have spacebar items. It had a silver chest with 2 hearts in it that I can't use because I'm full.
Haha, that's great. Well, it's nice of him to take his grandma to the movies. I don't know if they're seeing X-Men, though. I don't know if Dan can handle simulated violence like that.
I don't know. What else is there to see, though? Like, if it's not X-Men, what is it going to be? Civil War?
I'm trying to think what else is in... Maybe the Angry Birds movie? Do you think Dan's grandma could be into that?
Honestly, I think they probably went to see Jungle Book.
Oh, dude, you got it 100%.
My condolences.
You got it 100%. Dude, it's got like a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, Nick.
I don't know what people were smoking when they reviewed that
What are you
movie.
talking? You don't like the visionary work of Jon Favreau?
I think it discredits the original source material.
What in the world? It discredits the book written 150 years after it was written?
Yeah. I think it makes a bad... It left a bad taste in my mouth.
Nick, how do you feel about Manos, The Hands of Fate? Is it your favorite movie of all time? Because your taste on things is the reverse of the normal person's?
No, I know I'm developing sort of a reputation for this now. And I don't think I really want to push that narrative, but also I'm just being honest.
Here's Nick's review of Schindler's List. Probably the worst thing related to the Holocaust I've ever seen. 0 out of 10.
That's definitely not true. I saw Schindler's List. I thought it was great.
Just great, or was it a masterpiece?
It was very sad, and it was moving and meaningful to a lot of people, including myself.
I heard it was so moving because when Steven Spielberg was directing it, he always would, before scenes, he'd be like, all right, team, come on. Let's get together, listen to this song, and then he'd put on this song that goes, I like to move it, move it. And he's like, this is what we want to do to the audience. We want to move them.
You think he did that?
I know he did that, because I am Rafe Fiennes. Oscar Schindler.
Of the Fine Brothers.
Of the Fine Brothers, yep. Excuse me. Yeah, I've never seen Schindler's List. Is it sort of like his other movie, E.T.?
Exactly like it, yeah. There's a really touching scene where a young Jewish girl and a boy take off on a bicycle. Wow. Really strange. But, you know, he made it work.
Suck it, Scrub, 69420. Thank you for the subscription. Is it anything like his other film, Jurassic Park?
Yeah, it's exactly like Jurassic Park, actually.
Dude, why don't we have... We've got the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'm glad you stopped me there, actually, because I was going to make another visual, and I didn't need to do that.
We've got the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Why don't we have the Spielberg Cinematic Universe? You could have Jurassic Park, Forrest Gump, what was the other one? E.T.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. All those movies are in the Spielberg verse.
And wait till you find out they were written as the same universe as well.
Is 2005 film Munich based on the true story of the terrorist attack during the Olympics? That's in the same universe. You could see Munich Man and the T-Rex fight.
The Spielberg universe is just our universe.
Well, parts
It's
of
the
it
one
are.
we live in.
Parts of it are our universe. Parts of it are the Spielberg verse. The Spielberg cinematic universe of movies, or the Scum for short. Exactly. This guy knows what's up. Jurassic
I love
Gump.
you and think you're an incredibly caring, reasonable individual. I appreciate your opinions, but please don't ever see another movie.
Donor Kebab 69. Thank you for the subscription. I was just thinking, like, you've been going to see all these movies. 90 on Rotten Tomatoes, 95 on Rotten Tomatoes. Best film of 1995, starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. And then you're going, I don't know, see what it's all cracked up to be. Have you seen a movie lately you liked?
Zootopia was really good.
Okay, well, I can't dispute that. That's just like a fact. That's like saying, you know, light acts as both a particle and a wave. Like, that's just
I
the
went
truth.
in expecting it to be like a little bit more kiddie than it was, but it had like some pretty heavy themes in there, and it was very entertaining the whole way through.
It's Steel Gamer.
I almost wish it
Thanks
was
for the
longer
sub as
because I
well.
enjoyed the characters.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, it's a great movie. You don't have to apologize for liking Zootopia. Zootopia is a classic, man.
What else? I've watched a bunch of movies recently, and now I can't remember any of them. I guess the bad ones stick in your head a lot more than the good ones.
Like The
which is
Jungle
not
Book?
Great. I mean, well, I brought it up, so yeah.
Captain America Civil War. Jonesy YT 113. Thank you for the subscription as well. I'm still waiting on your. This is the most recent.
Oh, you're still going.
Yeah, give me some more, man. You can't.
Well,
it's like
we
say.
mentioned it last time, but Pleasantville, I watched that a while
These
ago.
are
and we thought that was
obviously great
fantastic.
films. Tell me a shitty movie that you like so I can make fun of you.
Oh, maybe I'll stop and look at my Netflix in a minute.
And we can't use Tower Heist. That's already been mined into dust.
No, I know that. I mean, I'd probably never bring up Tower Heist again if it didn't get brought up for me.
I get probably like 1 to 2 tweets a month, which is not a lot. But I get 1 to 2 tweets a month from people that are like, hey, I saw Heat and Tower Heist, and I think Tower Heist is better. And I'm like, you ever hear the expression, "'tis better to appear a fool than to open one's tweet and remove all doubt"?
I have heard that expression.
You're
from you
constructing a tweet
specifically.
that says I have poor taste and or am not a real adult. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, but you need to wipe yours because it's stinking the whole joint up. Who likes Wild Wild West? ANL? Yo, go watch like all the streams where we talk about Wild Wild West. Josh loves Wild Wild West. I keep saying that movie's fucking garbage. The theme song brings it home though.
Yeah, I think it's really a bad movie, but it's got a great song.
Wild Wild West is just a god awful movie.
I mean, it's sort of entertaining to watch like a car accident, right? Like, it's just some silly stuff going on in it. But for the actual content, I don't think I'm on board.
I agree
You there?
with you. Yes,
Oh,
I was
okay.
just
So
I
you
was
just
I was
took
on
off
a
for a
tough
second.
room and I was thinking about it, but I'm with you now.
All right.
Eh.
You suck it, Scrub 69420
I
for the
told you.
subscription. Told me to suck it, Scrub.
Nick, go to your Netflix.
Okay.
I need to know like
Let me-
Mark Anthony.
Let me kill this head. Skullman.
Come together in your hands.
Yeah, I guess. If you're into that. Let's look at Netflix.
Yeah, I love watching silly car crashes. Well, he didn't mean it like that, okay? He meant it's fun to watch, like someone dying in a car accident.
Yeah, exactly right.
Excuse
I
me,
watched
streamer?
all of Highway Through Hell in the last few days.
You know, I can't judge you for that because, like, I watch some horrible reality TV that I find hilarious, so...
Freaking love Highway Through Hell.
You posted that picture of Geddy Lee and said, this is Canadian maestro Rasta Blasta.
That guy seems awesome. I would hang out with him in a second. So Lynn and I started watching Mad Men for a bit. We got kind of into that.
Okay,
Watched
that's...
like a lot of episodes of House.
Alright, that's... I mean-
Except it kind of gives me panic attacks because there's like too many medical things going on where they like show going into like somebody's vein and like cutting stuff apart.
I don't, like, here's what gives me anxiety about House, is you'll be watching it, and there'll be, like, a literal, like, athlete, and then
Yeah.
They're like they have like the most beautiful spouse and children of all time, and it's impossible. The doctor said I had the best blood work he's ever seen, and then you're like, oh, surprise! There's a blood clot traveled to your brain. You're dead forever. And then you're like, okay, well, we live in a cruel universe. But Hugh Laurie is quite charismatic as the titular character.
He's a great musician, also.
I have heard that actually.
You know, he plays piano. He's really nice.
Wow, that's never heard of it. What is this keyed instrument called the piano?
Don't worry too much about it. We watched The Money Pit, classic Tom Hanks movie. All of us enjoyed that quite a bit.
You can't say all of us. It's two people.
Well, my mom was there too.
No, okay. Well, yeah, okay. You can say all of us then. Don't let me shame you for that. 3 is the minimum to say all of us enjoyed it. Otherwise, if we're going to start saying, you know, the 2 people watching a movie, all of us enjoyed it, I'm going to start saying all of us enjoyed it when I watch a movie by myself that I like.
If you want, you could refer to yourself that way,
It's
sure.
technically true. The Money Pit
There's
is
no,
dope.
like, list anymore of just stuff you watched. It's all just, like, because you watched this, watch this.
Okay.
So I don't really have a list, unfortunately.
Well, okay, you know what? Give me your Netflix recommended list right now. I'm going to judge you based on the shit that it thinks you want to see.
Well, okay, I can't really play the game, but I'll just look at Netflix. Because you watched Bob's Burgers,
Okay, yeah.
Portlandia is on there. Parks
Shit.
and Rec,
I can't hate.
Unbreakable, Animaniacs,
I find
Patton Oswalt.
Fred Armisen's West
The
Coast
Office.
musings quite titillating.
Because you watched Over the Top. Wow, that's a long time ago I watched that. Bloodsport, Days of Thunder, Running Man, Crocodile Dundee,
Fuck, it's all gold, all the way
Varsity
down.
Blues, Escape from LA. That's a pretty good list.
Okay, you know what? Varsity Blues kind of sucks.
Because you watched Moonrise Kingdom, Friends.
Okay, that
Wow.
doesn't make any sense.
I don't make that connection at all. The Princess Bride. Well, we watched that too, actually.
It's a good movie.
Into the Wild, Freaks and Geeks, Adventureland.
Fuck, the list is so good. How do you have a list like this and still end up so wrong?
Well, but I've liked mostly everything I mentioned just now, so what's the problem?
I don't know, man. I'm struggling to reconcile my inner snobbishness with this as well. Okay.
Because you watched Blood Glacier. This
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Ferocious Planet, 1 star. The Relic, 2.5 stars.
The Relic?
Last House on Cemetery Lane, 1 star. Zombies.
Oh, what?
1 star.
What is zombies?
All right, something's very wrong at this zoo. The animals aren't in their cages.
Zombies!
Also, they're zombies. Better run or your food. Uncaged, 1 star. The Horde, 2 stars. Dark Was the Night, 1 3/4 star.
Yeah, when you get Netflix stuff that's below 3 stars, you are in hell.
I gotta get back to this video game I'm playing.
Alright, that's fair. You're not missing much, honestly.
Alright.
Fucking
Zombies.
Zombies, dog.
I actually need to watch Zombies now.
Zombies sounds like... I thought they were just gonna be really fast zombies, or possibly zombies driving cars.
Zombies, if they're fast, is the best.
But then the fact that there's zombies in a zoo is also pretty good. Wow.
They're the animals.
Drumming
It's
Jack,
like-
thank you as well.
They had those 2 Resident Evil outbreaks, and it's like the second one took place partially in a zoo. It's like that kind of premise.
Pulp Fiction is 2 stars on Netflix. You can't just say this.
Seriously?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's true.
How could that even be possible? Alright, I'll check it.
There's no way it's under 3.75. We're getting trolled, Nick.
Pulp Fiction. Oh yeah, 4.5 stars out of 5.
Absolutely. I gotta admit, when I said 3.75, I was like, even that is modest.
1.15, that's my fuck number.
Don't even start with me. I'm getting a lot of tweets about that shit, too.
That's all I had to say.
Zombievers is so bad.
You didn't need to say that second part of that.
There's a movie called Zombievers. Let me
Yeah,
guess.
it's about zombie beavers. It's
I-
got a picture of like a
No
woman
kidding.
getting eaten out on the thumbnail.
Oh, really?
It's not good.
I don't know how I feel about that. Netflix adjusts your ratings relative to what you've rated other things. Is that true? I thought it was a pure ass like Amazon rating. Like this is what other people thought of this.
So it's actually looking at your own like psychological bearings and then recommending you things based on that.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Information is power, dog.
Yeah, I learned that back with the Mortal Kombat code. Oh no, that was Money is Power? No, that's Isaac.
Money equals power, that's Isaac. Greed is good is Gordon Gekko, aka Michael Douglas.
Gordon Gekko from Gex?
Yeah, Gordon Gekko from Gex. I wonder, that seems like a joke that they would make in Gex.
It does. What is Power Dog? I don't know. If you know a Power Dog, feel free to spam him in my chat.
Drake subs to NL? We're both Canadian. We got to represent, man. Champagne Poppy and...
I wrote that really good equation, right?
Dread the Drake equation?
Yeah. That's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's one of, like, Maxwell's equations or something like that. I don't know.
You're
Dude, I think I told
You're
this...
probably lying and getting me pissed.
Yeah, well, maybe. I think I told this story before, but in 12th grade physics, we had to do, like, a project on Maxwell's equations, which are, like, equations that describe electromagnetism or something like that. I'm not going to belabor the point. My friend and I found online a song that was written about our particular law called Ampere's Law, and I still remember all the lyrics because we listened to it like 1,000 times. It's like, Andre Ampere's magical, mystical, wonderful law of Maxwell's equations, it is the longest and strangest of all. And that's the goddamn truth. Because at some point, they actually, like, it's meant to be like a mnemonic to remember how it goes or something like that, how the equation goes. And they're like, it started mu naught epsilon not divided by the time derivative of phi sub b. And you gotta be like, whoa, fuck, dude. That's horrible. We got
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
But it also, when I think back to it, it puts me back in the mindset of what it's like to be in high school. Because we got like an 80 on it, and I was pissed. I was like, we found a song! That should be worth more! We found a song!
You're thinking you revolutionized that lesson plan
Yeah,
for the
I
rest
didn't
of that
even
teacher's career.
I didn't even write the song, but I found it, and I was like, come on, that's good enough for like a 90, at least.
How'd you find the song?
I just used, Lycos or whatever was in fashion at the time.
Right. Well, good work finding the song. I hope you cited it properly.
I think we did.
As media, yeah.
We
I had
were
to take
on
an
a
entire
break.
library course in college about how to cite those things.
Yeah, man. Me too. I hate it. I mean, I'm taking classes now. You realize that, like, the first 8% of every class stay home. Hey,
Somebody told me that, and I tried it, and it didn't work out for me. I picked the one class that I really needed to be in the room for in the first day. It was a really stupid move.
Every time. Hey, welcome to the class. I'm this guy. Here's what we're going to do in the course. And then 45 minutes describing to you what academic dishonesty is. And you're like, hey,
oh, well,
I know you're 30 years old, but, like, don't cheat off somebody else's paper or you're going to get expelled. Okay.
For me, it was usually go around the room and talk about yourself. And then there was, like, maybe 20 minutes of, like, talking about what the class will be about, even though they hand you a piece of paper that says it anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I picked the one time when, like, I really needed to be there for the first day because the dude just launched straight into a lesson. And then I kind of screwed myself over, but it's fine. I'm out of college now.
He's teaching the class in reverse. First day, final exam review.
I'd be fine with that. Just skip all the, like, not learning anything parts and get right to the bit that you need.
It is kind of, the talk about yourself stuff. I'm glad I haven't had to deal with that in a while, but...
It's probably an art school thing more than anything.
Okay, somebody said go to every class because why the fuck wouldn't you? Look, I agree with you on this, but I will say, like, if you're going to the first class and he starts talking about academic dishonesty or, like, he gets you to sign a piece of paper that you won't use the computers to download, like, the newest Game of Thrones episode, at least bring your phone because, like, there's going to be a lot of downtime. You should show up in case he says something important, but bring your phone. He won't be offended. Or she,
No, I agree about the get your money's worth with college thing. For me, it was like I was working full time and I just wanted a goddamn day off. So it was like, school, work, school, work, school, work. Today, I'm just going to skip the school part because it actually seems like it wouldn't hurt. And it did.
Oh, working hard to get his fill. Nick really wants a thrill. What is it? My school drops you if you miss or leave on the first day, and then they drop you if you miss 2 days. Well, miss
Sound like they got dropped while they were babies.
2 days without a doctor's note in like a 10-day class or something I could see, but if it's literally like, hey, you got class 3 or 4 days a week, and then we're also going to drop you if you ever miss 2 of them. Would you go to freaking Harvard Medical School? Because if not, they're taking themselves a little too seriously.
Yeah, that's pretty serious shit.
That's a little too seriously. Yes, do not drop your baby. Dropping your baby is not bad. Or not
Drop
good,
the
sorry.
beat. Drop the beat, don't drop babies.
Is this... I gotta see what Kate's going on, dude. You handle this for a sec.
All right, sure thing. I'll say thank you to Space Whales on Ice for this lovely 1347 tip. Says, I paid rent today. Here's the rest of my money. Also finished your Firewatch Let's Play with you and Lynn last night, and it was great. Thanks for all the fun times. Thanks, man. Drop some donkeys in chat for you and Honey Anus, who also sent over a 501 tip. Says, hey, Mick, on Monday's episode, NL talked about cleaning the tush during a shower. How do you and NL handle the butt cleaning duties? Do you swipe the bar of soap like a credit card, or do you lather it?
Wait.
Well, thank you for the tip. I'm not sure how comfortable we are about telling you about that.
Talking about how we use soap?
No, they want us to know, or they want us to talk about how we clean our butts in the shower. So do you swipe the soap like a credit card?
No, they definitely do not. Here, for very sensitive areas on your body, you need to create a barrier between the actual bar of soap that gets the rest of your body clean and the affected area. So what you do...
Like a washcloth.
Exactly. You get a washcloth, or you lather it up in your hands, and then you go in with like that.
Go in.
But you certainly do not swipe the bar of soap like a credit card. And if anybody told me that they did, I definitely would not want to shower at their house. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you get your own bar of soap then. How about that?
You ever stay over at a friend's house and bring your own bar of soap?
No, they'll give you one if you ask.
You've been staying at too many like adults' houses who have their shit together. Go stay at like your
an extra bar of soap.
Go stay at your 22-year-old frat house friend's place.
They don't have any bar of soap.
They're gonna give you the bar of soap you got in there. That's all you got.
Their soap is they just stick a bottle of beer up their ass.
And yeah, you get drunk faster, no calories. Who the fuck still uses soap? Yo, I know kids these days are all hip with the body wash. Yo, go to a hotel sometimes. Sometimes they got body wash, sometimes they got bars of soap. You gotta know how to use both. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't use the trendy soap anymore. We just use mankind's greatest invention that, with the advent of germ theory, made it possible for us to not die of infectious diseases at the age of 6.
Well, we do go a little hard on the antibacterial stuff, though. I mean, developing resistances and all that.
Start with me and this shit.
All right, I won't.
Yo, like, it's an oversimplified issue on the internet, man. Everybody wants, hey, let's stop using soap so bacteria doesn't evolve. Nobody wants
that's not what I meant.
Nobody wants their grandma to die of pneumonia, though. Everybody else's grandma can die of pneumonia,
it's like goddamn MRSA.
But I will
Free
say...
the super bugs in the hospitals with the MRSA.
I do, prolific use of antibiotics, bums me out sometimes. But then, last March I had that, like, throat infection. And I went to the doctor. It was, like, extremely painful. And then they did, like, a swab. And 2 days later, they called me, and they're like, it's a virus, not bacteria. And I was like, I still want the antibiotics. Just, like, in the 1% chance you're wrong. No, I think I had strep, actually.
Oh, that sucks.
But it couldn't have been strep, because strep is a bacteria, I think. But anyway.
Oh, so never mind.
Yeah, I don't remember.
We don't know.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't thrush, but she said I had a viral infection. And
you get like this white stuff on the back of your throat, and then you got to suck on these tablets every day for a while.
I definitely did not have thrush.
Yeah.
That's when you need a dental dam, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But I understand. But people get antibiotics for anything. Oh, I got a little tiny cold. Here's some antibiotics. That's why we're gonna die from the superbugs.
Well, I don't condone that shit, so
Yeah,
I'm not part of the problem there.
I don't condone bacteria in general.
Yep.
I wish they just stopped their shit. Like, shitty bacteria, why can't you be more like healthy bacteria? They live inside of us. We're taking them to the top with our intelligence, and they're producing good, you know, gut flora and shit like that. Why you gotta be nasty bacteria? Just be good bacteria like the stuff in our colon.
Maybe if we just put all the bad bacteria into yogurt, it'll make friends with the good bacteria, and then it'll all be good.
It's good. The Nobel Prize goes to...
You get some awesome yogurt out of it, at least.
Do I want to fight? Yeah, why don't we fight Hush? Why not? Global antibiotic failure is inevitable. Pretty much, you know. I mean, bacteria duplicate every 20 minutes. It's a really fast speed of evolution. And then, how often do you invent a new antibiotic? You know, once every, like, 8 years or something like that. That's like septillion doublings of bacteria or something. It's pretty sweet. We'll probably be alive for that, but, you know, maybe the ice caps will melt first so we won't have to worry about everybody dying to the super flu.
Well,
Hey,
maybe if we just had enough scientists, we could, like, work the math out. Have as many ways to produce new antibiotics as they can grow.
Nah, we're all too busy making boner pills. We're all too busy quitting our jobs to work full-time on YouTube and Twitch.
That's true. Living the dream.
Only in New York. That's true.
The city.
We do still have, I say we as if I have any control over it, but they have, like, super antibiotics that they basically never prescribe. And they're like, well, if they get through the gate, we've at least got this bucket of hot oil that we can dump on their heads, and then that'll stem the tide temporarily.
Yeah, that's pretty scary shit.
But eventually, you know, some kind of cataclysm is going to come for us.
Well, hopefully people ahead of us will be a lot smarter than us.
I
That's
don't
the
know,
hope,
man.
anyway. I don't think they will, but hopefully they will. Smell a little bit of
Vishar.
prognostication today.
Thanks for the 27-month resub. I'm glad somebody enjoys our particular brand of moroseness.
Yeah, we could just talk about Children of Men for a while and just really round it off with some laughter.
Children of Men is to distract us from the actual problems that are going to eradicate us as a society.
So
You
it's
see-
not male infertility, it's something else.
Freaking Elon Musk futurology conference was like, yeah, there's basically like a 1 in a billion chance we're living in a real reality right now. So, yo, Elon! You gotta cool it with stuff like that. People are gonna go out and start smashing windows and looting. I get it, you're a smart guy. You think you got the math run on this. You gotta think about the consequences to your actions there. Probably living
It's
in
also irrelevant. There's no solution to hard solipsism, so why even bring it up? Just live in the world we're dealt in for now until we can figure out something else.
I mean, he's a genius, but at the same time, you gotta be smart enough to know what people are gonna do with that. Oh, Tony Stark said we're living in a computer simulation. Why wouldn't I cut my dick off? I'm just gonna wake up in the Matrix anyway.
Why would you cut your dick off, even if you were in a Matrix?
Because it's a computer simulation. Tony
grow
Stark told
another
me to
one?
do it. Iron Man.
I don't know. If the Matrix lets you cut your dick off and get another one that's bigger or something, maybe it'd be worth it. But I don't see the point.
These people are gonna fuck up my computer simulation that I'm enjoying right now.
Yeah.
Oh. We made it, team. How's your run going, Nick?
It's indifferent. I'm alive and doing alright.
Would you describe
one.
it as,
Utero one.
like, track 2 off of Pearl Jam's classic album 10?
If that gets me to alive, yeah.
I believe that
absolutely.
track 2 is Alive, yeah. Track 1 is Black, and then track 2 is Alive, and then 3 is Jeremy, I think. No! Track 1 is Black, track 2 is Even Flow, track 3 is Alive, and track 4 is Jeremy. My bad. I just asked if your run was the Even Flow, and you said yes. You loser.
Wow, you got me.
I roasted and toasted you.
That would also apply to this situation. It is sort of an even flow.
Could Elon Musk eat 50 chicken McNuggets? He'd probably be like, oh, I can't do that. There's too many nitrates. I'm trying to live until we, reach the escape velocity for human mortality.
He'd invent a robot that eats them for him.
Yeah, probably. He went to my alma mater. But then he left. He said there weren't enough girls in the engineering department. Then our university made a video rebuttal that was like, check it out! 4 girls in this class. 8 girls in this class, Elon Musk. And like, Mr. Elon Musk, we gotcha. And I was like, ah.
You are serious, aren't you?
Yeah, this really happened, man.
Oh, no.
Was he correct? I don't know. I didn't go to... I wasn't in the engineering school. Track 1 is once? Oh, that's right. I was like, why does he go... Once upon a time in black? That doesn't make any sense.
What? Wait, is NL actually talking about his own school? Yes, apparently.
I mean, I didn't run it, you know.
He stuck around long enough, maybe you would have.
It's not like I was the dean or something.
You think blending the 50 nuggets would make them easier to consume?
I have to imagine it probably would. Because if you blended them, you could eat them with a spoon, and I think that would make it faster to, like, get it through before your brain realized.
But then again, I've seen, like, Hell's Kitchen, and they make them drink all these, like, nasty meat...
On Hell's Kitchen they do that?
Cakes. Yeah, they punish them.
I thought that show was just about who's the best chef, not who can drink this dumb shit.
No, it's the stupidest shit. Like, it doesn't belong in the show.
Is
but
it
they
like
do it because they want it to be more reality TV.
Hell's Kitchen cross Fear Factor now or something?
It's like their team will lose, and then as a punishment, they get to drink a protein shake made out of, like, the meat that they prepared. Because it's hell, right? Hell's Kitchen, so you drink meat there.
I'm not taking soy milk with cursed eye. That's just too many curses.
It's all curses all day.
Dean Giesling? Yo, Dan would be a great dean if they ever brought back Community.
He'd look snappy as fuck, I can tell you that much.
Hey kids, keeping it hunted? Alright. If Young Metro don't trust you.
Oh my god, you're right, he'd be brilliant.
He'd be the greatest dean of all time, Dean Giesling.
People would love to even just say it, too.
They absolutely would. He'd be the guidance counselor, too. And then whenever kids had problems, he'd be like, don't worry, I wish you would just think of me as if I was your big brother. And they'd be like, Dean Giesling, you got your trophy behind you in the office. I know what you're trying to say.
You got your trophy behind you, but the big one's ahead of you.
Hell yeah.
You got a bright future.
Hey, keep your chin up, slugger. Play your cards right, you could be head of household one day.
Oh.
Dean Daniel? Nah, I can't do that.
Now, that one's really... I think that one's done. I think it's time to say goodbye.
I had a bit of a sobering moment when Dan Daniel took off, and then I saw, like, the kids who made the Dan Daniel meme, and they were, like, literally 13. And I was like, this is who we're relying on for our entertainment? That's nothing against them. It's just like, you know, in John Mayer's song, he says, you know, one day our generation is going to rule the population. When is our generation going to get it? Because we skipped right from the 40-year-olds to the 13-year-old meme makers.
Yeah, our generation got fucked in every direction.
Our generation just gets made fun of on Facebook for not being able to buy a house because the economy's fucked up.
By the people who bought the house already.
Hey, I own 8 houses, sit on my ass making $300,000 a year flipping them. Why can't millennials buy a house? I don't get it. I got 8 of them. These can't possibly be related. They're just lazy.
It's just that they're lazy, yeah. It's just that they're lazy. It's the only actual explanation.
Thanks for the resubs. Alright, I'm gonna do an Azazel run, because that run's done. They're not 13, they're at least 15 to 16. I watched them on Ellen. The kid is like, I'm 13 years old. And I'm like, this kid is 13 years old? He's got more testosterone than my balls do. And I'm like double his age. Doesn't even make any sense. How did you get a jaw that chiseled as a 13-year-old? Go, you know, a 13-year-old photo of every other kid looks like they just got out of fucking middle school.
Even if they are 15, it still skipped a generation in there.
It still skipped us!
Yeah.
Too young to be eligible to be president, too young to be one of society's most influential meme makers. Where's our slice of the pie, Nick?
Well, I mean, Ethan's in my generation, and he's pretty much got the whole meme thing down.
That's true,
so.
yeah. We got
I
one
think
representative.
Of my generation, he is literally the most influential meme maker.
You're probably correct.
Right now, anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's a taste maker, flavor saver, Chubb and Tucker, motherfucker.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, thank you for the subscription. What about Charlie Bit My Finger? You think those fuckers are in my generation? You think that the kid who bit Charlie...
You think he is?
You think Charlie and the kid whose finger got bitten are 28 or 30 years old right now? That video came out in like 2006. They age it in dog years or something? Do British kids just age faster?
They're aging in Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen years. I swear they lapped me. They were just little kids, and then they were older than me.
I'm pretty sure I got lapped by Daniel Radcliffe at some point.
Yeah, we all did.
I was like 2 years older than Daniel Radcliffe, and then he's like, surprise, it's my 30th birthday. I'm like, what? Daniel,
his age
damn.
is on like a 1.12 curve.
Damn, Daniel. At it again with the planned obsolescence. I'm not really complaining. Like, life's alright, chat. But I do want to be an influential meme maker.
End the stream?
They want me to end the stream because I said, damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel's not cool anymore. If you want to be cool, you say, oh shit, it's that boy. Cave SpongeBob. And then Jack goes, ha 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 ha. And
I don't get the SpongeBob thing, really.
You get 1,000 subscribers in a day.
I don't think that works. Might work for you. It's
Here,
probably not gonna work
let's
for me.
try it. Cave SpongeBob. Now we just
Cave
wait.
SpongeBob.
Cave SpongeBob. Cave
Oh, shit.
SpongeBob.
It's that boy, Cave SpongeBob.
Oh shit, what up?
Alright. Well, I'll watch my email, see if they start going. If they don't start going, though, I'm gonna come to you and be like, where the fuck are my subscribers?
Dude, look at this. I mean, chat's going ha ha ha. Cave SpongeBob is actually pretty good. Is there not yet like a meme review show? There must be one where they're like, they have like a list, a Pitchfork-esque curated list of the top 10 memes of 2015.
I can't see why there wouldn't be. There's a lot stupider shit than that.
What are this year's top memes? Definitely like Damn Daniel, If Young Metro Don't Trust You, Cave SpongeBob. That boy's got to be number one right now.
You've got to separate the ones that Dan uses a lot and the ones that are used a lot.
If Young Metro Don't Trust You is a used meme.
I haven't heard of it outside of Dan.
You got to spend
that doesn't mean much because
you
I'm
got to
also
spend
in
some
a
time
game,
on Vine.
I guess. I haven't found a single way to browse Vine that is enjoyable to me. I mostly just see Vines on Twitter.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, store credit. That'll be really useful in the cathedral. Cool.
Oh,
Let me just check my sub numbers. I hopefully got 1,000 by now.
Nick, Rome wasn't built in a day, man. Oh, okay.
You said it's right away.
JJ Poseidon, thank you as well.
This is bullshit. I got 8.
What if we come out with Vine, but instead of allowing 6 seconds, it only allows 5 seconds?
Oh, yeah, that's much more topical and relevant.
6-minute abs, man. Dockley Smile 69, thank you very much for the subscription. Think of it this way. Here's how we'll drop an infographic. It'll be like, in a minute, how many Vines could you watch on Vine? 10, right? How many Vines could you watch on Moss? 12. You could watch 12. That's 2 more Vines per minute.
And what they do, they show the 10 and it'll be in black and white, and then they show the 12 and it'll be like
Yeah,
someone smiling with a thumbs up in vivid
There'll
colors.
be like an 80-year-old dude like pulling his glasses up going, huh?
I can't follow this.
I don't get it. I'm an old man who can't handle technology. And then there'll be like a picture of Elon Musk and he'll have the arc reactor in his chest. And he'll be like, I love Moss. I feel so much more productive. Take it to Dragon's Den? We're just gonna buy Dragon's Den.
Do we call the individual videos moss?
Hell yeah. The site's gonna be called Clump, and it's made up of individual mosses.
I think we'd be more successful making one around like 5-second videos of weed and then calling it something to do with that.
Weed moss. Vodka, thank you very much for the subscription. I'm telling you, dude, Weed Clump. It's gonna make... Weed Clump is gonna be the next big social network.
Each video would be one joint.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to play Isaac anymore.
Swipe right to puff. Swipe right one more
Swipe
time.
left to pass.
To puff again and then pass. Would you puff pass on me, Nick, or would you give me a left swipe? Would you just pass?
You make a friends list and then you go left and it passes that video you like to the next person on your friends list.
Oh, it's beautiful.
They can pass it around the circle.
But it's also like Snapchat. You can only puff on a video twice. So if you like it, you can loop it.
And then it burns.
Yeah, you can loop it one more time. But then if you don't pass it, the dude goes, "Hey man, pass that video over. You've got the damn Daniel video right now, man. I want to show it to my friend. Pass it back."
So it's like a Weed, Snapchat, and Vine put together.
It's Weed, Snapchat, Vine. Hell, well, Weed, Snapchat, Moss. Clump. Border Security Australia is on Netflix. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I watched like all of that in 2 days also.
Did you see the one where like they came back from China and they had a bunch of stuff in their bag, and then the dude was like, "This isn't looking good. We're gonna give you a fine." And then she's like, "No, I'm not taking the fine." And her husband was like, "Oh, I don't understand." And then she's like, "You keep the food. I'm not paying the fine." She was very angry. And then the dude was like to the husband, he's like, "You gotta pay this fine, bro." And he's like, "My wife has all my money. I can't pay the fine." And then eventually she paid the fine, but she was really unhappy.
I remember
about
that
it.
one somehow.
She was
I remember the one where they
pissed.
wanted to go to court, or it was just the one guy who was like, "I will go to court for this. I'm not paying the $122." And they're like, "Yeah, but if you go to court, it could cost you like $10,000 and also take a month."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to court. Definitely court."
There's a dude on the Australian one as well, where like he was a professional clown, and he came into Australia, and then they were like asking him questions because he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go stay at my friend's place. He owns a water park." And then they're like, "Are you gonna do any clowning at this water park? Because if you do, you need a visa." And he's like, "Nah, dog. Why would I?"
Clowning doesn't count as busking?
I don't know how that works from the immigration standpoint, but he's like, "Nah, dog, I'm not gonna clown at the water park. Obviously, what is that? Water parks don't even have clowns. I don't even understand what you're talking about." And then they had to get like a translator, and he was so pissed. He's like yelling at them. He's like, "You're not cops. You don't get to ask me these questions." And the lady's like, "Oh, I'll guarantee we can, mister." And then they went back and forth for this, and then eventually they called the dude.
This guy's not clowning around.
They called the dude who owned the water park, and he's like, "It's not a water park. I'm a plumber." And then they were like, "Okay, that's not a problem. Then go ahead, stay with your friend who's a plumber. Well, you're not gonna be clowning around in the plumbing office, so who gives a shit?"
Why did he think it was a water park?
I don't know. I think it was just lost in translation. That instead of he translated like plumber as like water park somehow.
All right, that's weird.
Yeah, he was
There's
like
a lot of weird
he was
stuff
actually like
happening.
invoking his constitutional right to like
Right.
like his Miranda rights, but you don't have Miranda rights in this situation. So he's like, "I want to speak to a lawyer." And you're like, "Well, I mean, I guess we can't stop you from speaking to a lawyer, but it's not really going to help your case of getting into the country." Like, what is this
I
shit?
saw last night, this really hot-headed British guy, and
Hell
he
yeah.
was just like, he was ready to like fight everybody.
Oh, I think I saw that one actually.
I don't know what his problem was. So like, he had one conviction on his record for getting in a fight with somebody, and he broke his jaw, and he said it was like 18 years ago, but he didn't want to talk about it. And the lady's like, "Can you just tell me some details about it?" And he's like, I'll tell you this. I am absolutely not talking about the details of it. And bottom line is, if you want to kick me out, then kick me out. You got to do your job, and I'm not talking about what happened with that fight.
Yeah.
And he stuck to his fucking guns, and then he was real pissed. He called that woman disgusting.
Whoa.
Because she kept him in that interview room for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And he would much rather have been sent back to the UK than to stay in that room any longer. And then they called the police on him at the end.
Nice. What a scrub.
I don't know what he was trying to do there, but he didn't seem to want to go to Australia, even though he went to Australia.
It's not okay.
It's very confusing.
You see the one where the dude took a bottle of muscle relaxants and went to the hospital. I didn't see that, but Nick can probably relate to the... Well, not relate to, but relate having seen the Canadian one where the dude comes in and they're like, hey, can we speak to you? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then they're like, you got something in your mouth? And he's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's
like, absolutely don't have that.
They're like, you got something in your mouth, spit it out. And then he's like, no. And he just swallows it. And then
I'm
it's
gonna
like...
stop talking, and then we're going to fall on the floor.
Yeah, it was like all the cocaine or something in the world. And then... They were like, all right, well, I mean, you don't get to leave now. We're just going to put you in this bed and, like, yeah, call the ambulance. And then pretty sure you had, like, a bunch of cocaine in your mouth now. This is pretty much proof positive of that.
They broke into his car so they could go figure out what it is he took with drug tests on the residue of the things in his car. So they knew how to treat the overdose he was having because they didn't know what he took.
This dude basically, like...
fucker's life.
It's just by, like, the good graces of the border agents that he actually lived.
Yeah.
But he's still, like, pissed about it.
Well, so there's one thing that they never do talk about on that show, and I do think it's worth mentioning, is that you don't know how often people get coerced into carrying things over the border that they don't want to carry. So, like, it's a little bit disingenuous to paint everybody with this broad brush of them being all just criminals because they did a thing.
Dude, if you bring beef jerky into my country, you're a fucking piece of shit. I'm just telling you that shit straight up. We got Jack Links and Oberto here, and... We want to support our local businesses.
They get a little overzealous sometimes with the work permits, I think. Like, taking away a job from an Australian citizen because this lady wanted to work at the pizza shop for a week. Like, come on, guys.
Okay,
really need to deport her and send her away from her boyfriend.
Have you seen the Canadian, or sorry, the Australian ones where they like raid a construction site to find people working illegally?
About some of those.
I mean, either because like there's exploitation there, but that shit is crazy, man. The Canadian one, sometimes they like search a ship or something, and you're like, whoa, they got all sorts of technology and stuff. The Australian one, they just like rush them and they're like, get down on the ground. It's amazing. I don't know.
I didn't know how sensitive they were over the goddamn hard drives. They've got to check every damn hard drive all the time because they're sure it's going to have some kind of illicit material on it.
It happens way too much in border security where somebody...
And everybody does.
Exactly. They're like, hey, do you have any pornography on that hard drive? And they're like, yeah.
They're like, wait, no, first they're like, absolutely no, I would never look at pornography. And then they're like, well, we're not going to like turn you in for looking at porn. They're like, oh yeah, all right, I have a lot of
Come on. But then they're ashamed of that question. But then the border guard is like, are the girls over 18? And they're like, beats me. This is not the way to answer this.
How could they possibly have that answer? I don't get it.
It's like, now that I've admitted to the porn thing, we might as well go one step further, because we're buddies here, right?
Yeah, no, we're in this together, evidently. What?
Anyway, that's border security. Canadian and Australian border security.
It seems the Canadian border security is way more worried about the hard drives than the Australian. I haven't seen them check a hard drive yet.
Data's expensive up here. They want you to be using our cell phone companies.
There's a data cap, so you got to make sure you're not bringing in too much data to resell it to somebody.
Ooh, ow, ow. I mean, it's pretty much the height of human exploitation. Like, if you've ever taken like an 8 to 14 hour flight, you definitely don't want to be on TV after it, especially like being judged. And then sometimes I'm sure it's actually like, hey, like, my mom doesn't understand how international travel works, so she just put these jars of spaghetti sauce in my bag as, like, you know, a going-away present to remind me of her, and now I'm eating shit because of it, but...
And they're like, well, we asked you, did you pack your own bags? And you're like, yeah, I did, but also my mom put the jars of spaghetti sauce in there. That doesn't fly with us, mister.
Yeah. It's, I mean...
Also, you brought, like, 5 vials of human growth hormone.
Yeah, that happens from time to time.
Don't do that.
The one that gets me, though, is when they actually have, like, a suitcase full of sausage. And you're like, come on, dude. I get, like, international travel's expensive, but the meat in Canada's not, really. Just, like, just be okay with the meat, man. Like, just buy meat here. You're already spending, like, $1,300 on a plane ticket, and you're like, I'm gonna bring my own sausage for the whole trip.
Yeah. Just traveling with like a shitload of food in general sounds like a bad idea to me.
You're gonna stink the whole plane up. 5 nights.
It's not even the thinking. It's just the border security is going to be too much of a hassle. Why bother?
Exactly, man. 5
There is
nights
gonna
at
be
Fun
food
Towns.
everywhere.
Thank you for the resub.
Hopefully, anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Freaking lady
like,
had like 100-year-old eggs that she was trying to bring into Australia. It's like, are you good with 10? Can't you just have 10?
I need my local sausage. Then don't travel, man.
Yeah.
Or at
You're good
least
where you are.
Just declare
stay
it.
home.
You could declare it too. I will say I had a run-in. Well, it could have been a run-in with border security once, and like, immediately as it was happening, I was like, I'm an idiot. But I was down in San Francisco, and I was given a gift, and I was pretty sure it was coffee because it smelled a lot like coffee. But it was a Christmas gift, and I got it in like October, or it was like the first week of December. So I was like, hey, can't open this for any reason until December 25th. Then I was coming back into Vancouver, and they like asked me like, do you have any agricultural products? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I got some coffee in a brown paper bag. And they were like, go on ahead. But then I was like, shit, dude. If they had just said, what do you mean pretty fucking sure? You got coffee in a brown paper bag. I would have been like, well, it was given. I didn't look inside of the bag, but yes, I did pack my own suitcase. And okay, I see your hey, officer.
So that one didn't backfire.
It didn't backfire, but it could have backfired.
All right, good. It could have backfired big time. And there was a dude that was like, he brought in a suitcase full of what looked like presents, and all of them were just undeclared cigarette cartons shaped in different squares.
Good Lord. Dude, did you see the Australian one where the guy had a suitcase full of reptiles inside of socks?
No,
you didn't see that? That shit was crazy. He had a bunch of like lizards inside his socks.
Had a shark jaw come in. I didn't see the lizards in socks though. Was he trying to smuggle lizards through socks?
Yeah, he was trying to. He put the lizards inside his socks because, you know, socks cannot be penetrated by X-rays. And then people were like, "What's
you gotta
up?"
Wrap it in carbon paper, which
like,
also doesn't stop the X-rays.
This suitcase is moving, and then they X-rayed it, and they're like, "Yeah, it looks like there's like a bunch of snakes or something in there." That's fucked up.
That's really strange. I want that to be today's Photoshop challenge: draw lizards inside of socks.
I shouldn't have done this. All right, Nick, I'm finishing up this Azazel run.
Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, I'm done with Isaac whenever you are.
Okay.
Lbear100 sent over at $7 tip says, I love Dan's description on CBS's website. There are some dope quotes, and then there's a link, and it says, that's what it is if you haven't seen it. Thanks, I'll have to check that out later.
Some dope quotes.
And 5 nights at Funtown for the 5 months in a row. I think I missed the one above that, too. And Hyoioa. Hyoioyh.
There were also birds in his underwear. Oh, we're talking about two different guys here, Kate. But yeah, there was a dude who had a bird in his underwear. I can't remember if it was Australia or Canada. He had a bird in his underwear.
Oh, did you see the one with the doll arm?
No, that sounds great though. Did you see
so
the
this dude
one
is
with
like
the
a traveling
arm?
musician, and he was traveling the world, right? So he had a passport full of stamps.
Hell yeah.
And inside of his bag was a doll arm, and so of course the border agents were like flipping out. So it's like, obviously this is full of all kinds of contraband.
This guy's a fucking serial killer.
Scanned it, didn't have any contraband, and the dude's like, I don't know what the big deal is. Like, I just like to party on the beach, and what I do is I put the doll arm inside of my pants, and it sticks up over the top as if it's my dick. And then the ladies love it. And then they were all like, oh, like, you sure there's not illegal substances in it?
No, it doesn't sound like a guy who needs drugs to party.
And they still didn't believe him, but at the end they were like, you got to play us a song before we'll let you go, just to prove you're a musician. And he did, and he was.
They always do that. If there's like,
he was legit.
I would actually, at this point, if I was coming into Canada and I was a musician, I would not bring my instrument, because they're gonna stop you and make you play a song on their fucking TV show.
Right.
They're always like, sometimes they're like, oh, you're a juggler, huh? Why don't you juggle for us? And then they just like, he's
Dance,
like, okay.
monkey, dance.
It's basically like, hey, give us some good fucking film, and we'll grease the wheels here.
Grease the wheels of justice for you. Hey, Sparkle Heat 45 for the subscription.
Can I? And this question is coming from a place of honesty. Can you just party on any beach? Can you just like walk up to a beach and be like, "Let's jam"? Is that how that goes?
No, there's a lot of private beaches, but there's public beaches, and a lot of them close after dark. So
they're not gonna be like, "Hey, who's this fucking weirdo with the doll dick?"
I think the general consensus is you'll know people in that area that like either have a beach or like know someone who's got a beach or like an area of sand, and you just go hang out at all the places where you're allowed to.
So you can't just like
get kicked out.
You can't just like, if people are playing beach volleyball, you can't just walk up and be like, "I got next," and then slap someone on the ass with with your doll arm.
If it's a public place, yeah, you can.
Not the ass part though.
Probably not the ass part unless they're into it.
At least you shouldn't. Without asking first.
What the fuck is a doll dick? It wasn't a dick, it was the doll's arm. Or leg, I don't remember, honestly. It was a limb off a doll. And they're like, so where's the rest of the doll? He's like, well, that's not the point.
Yeah, what are you talking about, rest of the doll? That's like eating some pomegranate seeds and being like, where's the rest of the fruit? It's unnecessary.
Who the fuck owns a beach at Gilded Nick?
Well, there's private beaches.
People get beachfront property, they own a little piece of a beach, they don't own the whole beach.
If you get beachfront property and then some kids are playing beach volleyball behind your house, you can be like, hey, get the fuck out of here. Move 6 inches over to the left side. That's the Derringer's property.
The dick is a limb. I don't think the dick counts as a limb, right?
I don't think it's a limb, no. An organ.
It's an organ. It's a member.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm on the cathedral, Nick. It's happening.
Alright.
Slowly but surely. Private property is theft. This is not the avenue for this discussion.
Oh, no. Not right now, guys.
You can't make more land, man.
Oh, there's a follow-up tip from the person who said about the tip for Isaac with the 2 different colored map entries, and there's a screenshot here, and it's totally true. They're totally different.
That's pretty sick.
I'll link it in your chat here if you want.
Would you have a threesome if the other 2 people were siblings? Well, I think that's one of those things that like weirdly gets like glamorized, but I don't think you want to sleep with somebody who would sleep with their own brother or sister, unless I guess you're already into that. For me personally, it would call into question my choice of mate. If they're like, you want to fuck me while my brother fucks me too? Or you want to fuck me while I lick my sister's vagina? Like, no problem. I would be like, I shouldn't be hanging around this person.
What if you're the lady and it's 2 brothers, and the 2 brothers like are okay seeing each other naked, but they don't touch each other, do anything with each other?
It's like, it's still a little too far. I don't want to watch my brother fuck something that I'm also fucking.
Fuck something?
I probably should have revised my diction on that one, but I don't think it would be all it's cracked up to be. I don't know who's cracking it up, but
yeah, is that a thing that actually happens in the real world, or is that just sort of like the realm of pornographic text?
That's like you and your brother have like a problem. You're like, if anyone you're related to ever says like, bro, wouldn't it be sick to like fuck the same person at the same time? You gotta revise your relationship with your brother and just be like, no. That's gonna.
I guess I could see how that could happen, but at the same time, I don't think they'd follow through with it.
Some brothers would. The Mario brothers would.
Mario brothers would. Stop kink shaming, Nick. What did I say?
This is not kink shaming. This is.
Did I kink shame anybody? I didn't mean to. If I did.
Hey, if I want to get fucked by the Koch brothers at the same time, don't kink shame me, okay? Yeah, fuck me like you fucked America. I don't really know who the Koch brothers actually are.
I don't either, but I want to know more about them. They sound like great people. There is open conversation where you can discuss your own personal preferences, where you don't mean any malice toward other people who have different preferences, I believe.
What is it? Is it not the Koch brothers or the Koch brothers?
Yeah, it's the Koch brothers.
Koch brothers?
K-O-C-H, but it's pronounced Koch brothers.
Where's the Pepsi brothers?
I don't know.
Where's the Mountain Dew bros?
Maybe the Pepsi brothers secretly running the Koch brothers.
Whoa.
Yeah, right?
Busted this shit wide open. This is the true devil's threesome.
There's the Koch brothers and the Pepsi sister.
Like, even if one of my friends was like, yo, bro, check it out, crossed one off the bucket list, fucked twins, I'd be like, are they okay? Like, do they need...
Are they okay?
Do
what
they
do you
need...
think he did to
I'm
them?
not saying that he fucked them up, I'm just saying, like, mentally.
Fucked them up or fucked them? There's a difference.
I'm just saying, like, I would be like, hey, do they, like, I could recommend,
Beat
like...
up two ladies, right?
I'm just saying, they could, like, I could recommend, like, a psychologist or something, or if they need somebody to talk to, like... We can work that out for them, because it doesn't sound like they're in a place in their life where they're making good decisions.
I don't know, if they like it and they consent to it, like, what the hell difference does it
Well,
make to
yeah,
you?
I'm just getting at me. It sounds like there's some kind of underlying something going on there.
You can't
Anyway,
save everybody.
that's true. Can't save everyone. Don't even talk to me about fook you and fook me. This is the whole... Mike Myers, he's not innocent, man. Anyway, we're going to play some goofball goals in like 3 minutes. I finished my run.
Yeah, I'm done too.
We're gonna run 3 minutes of ads then, and we'll see you momentarily.
Am I king shaming again?
I don't think you're kink shaming. I'm just looking out for the mental well-being of, like, these poor girls.
But the thing is, they're not poor if they want to do it.
Yeah, but what if they, like, you know, I mean, you can be, like, a consenting adult, but also be like, there's something wrong with you, you know?
Sure.
I'm just saying, like, maybe they had a great time. I just want to make sure they're okay. I just want to talk to them, make sure that they're in a good place in their lives and they're not, you know, feeling like they're
probably illegal where they are, too, is the other thing.
Not if you do it 35,000 feet up in the air. There's no jurisdiction up there.
Or in the middle of the ocean, I guess.
Exactly. Unless you've got a sky marshal on your flight, then you can do anything.
That's how it works.
What does that even mean? NL's just projecting. Projecting that I don't want to fuck my brother who doesn't exist? I don't even understand.
Yeah, I think they got you there.
I don't even know how to use a home projection. Now I'm supposed to be doing some kind of astral
your brother
projection.
that doesn't exist. What a loser.
You're kind of suggesting their sexual preferences are a matter of mental health. No, their sexual preferences might be the cause of a very well-adjusted upbringing. I just want to have a conversation with them first to make sure that they're okay. That's it, just a cup of coffee. Say, what was your life like growing up? What do you do for work? Do you feel like your life is in a tailspin on a regular basis? Just questions like that, innocent questions.
I mean, it doesn't bother me because I don't really care. They can do it if they want. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not involved.
For once, NL is actually 100% right. I did it, team.
Yay. Should I be more concerned? Am I wrong to be as not concerned as I am?
I don't know. You know, it's like if you don't care, you don't care. Like, what were we talking about on Monday's show? Where we talked about, I was like, I actually just don't care.
I remember
it was
saying that.
You know what? It was the Overwatch porn thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you know, maybe there's an opinion to be had here, but I don't have one. I think that's okay.
All right. Well, this will make an interesting conversation for everyone else that gets involved.
I'm sure everyone will keep a cool head, be rational. Nice to
usually
learn
do
another.
anyway. Thank you for the anonymous $5 tips. As I live next to the border, and I had a friend in middle school that was Mexican and sneaks chihuahuas across the border in her clothes. Interesting.
Why are you sneaking what across the border?
Chihuahuas.
You're sneaking dogs over the border?
Apparently.
You're smuggling dogs?
You're a dog smuggler.
I don't like that.
Oh, goodness.
You want me to... I'll join your game here.
Okay, Jumba sent $5 and says, when I was 15, I dated this guy, and one time we Skyped, and he started making out with his twin sister, and I broke up with him immediately. Goodness gracious. Thank you for the tip.
All right. I'm real NL. Not
Okay.
Northern Line. Real NL. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much of a dad song is Closing Time by Semisonic? It's actually like, probably like a 3. That's definitely more of the song like when you're graduating from high school. You're like, I'm never going to see these people again. Dad song, Hotel California. That's a 10 out of 10 dad song.
Oh, we're in.
Yeah,
I'm red.
Let's do it up here.
My monitor did something really strange when it loaded in.
Yeah, you just saw the face of your death.
Ooh. I didn't know how right you were there.
Maxis1221, thank you for the subscription. I would leave my girlfriend if she made out with her brother. Well, now we're back in that Katy paradox again. The
Katy paradox.
Which is basically like, it's not really that she kissed the girl, and it's not even really so much maybe that your girlfriend kissed her brother, although that's a different, can of worms altogether. But it's that she kissed someone without you having an open and frank conversation about the nature of your relationship in advance. Closing time is new meta, Dad? Is that because, like, people who were, like, 15 when the song came out are, like, by and large, dads now? That's like a 98 jam. Well, oh, okay. Get cursor off the screen? You don't understand. The cursor is an integral part of the camera in this game. Sometimes you gotta keep it on the screen.
You're on OBS now, aren't you?
I'm on XSplit for streams.
Oh, okay.
Listening to Closing Time does not make you a hipster. This makes no sense. This is like went #1 in 1998. In 5th grade, the 6th grade class came to our class and sang Closing Time. That was like our arts infusion of the day. Wow.
That's a really strange thing for them to do.
In hindsight, yes it was. Lord of Blackrock, thank you as well.
What did they learn from that?
Well, I mean, it was just, you gotta fill a lot of time in middle school, right? You can't just be doing 9 times 9 all fucking day.
They have recess. They go outside, they play hopscotch, throw balls at each other and whatever.
Look at this, look at this.
Okay, my whole team is rolling around on the ground right now.
Oh,
I caught
wow!
him in the legs!
Still, after all these years, Goofball teaches us new stuff on a regular basis.
This game is so far ahead of its time, it doesn't even know.
Closing Time or Sex and Candy? I hate both of those songs.
I'd much rather do Closing Time, it's classier.
Yeah, Closing Time at least has like a sing-along in it, where people use their normal voices. Sex and Candy, everyone's gonna be like, "My smell sex and candy."
I also don't even really know what Sex and Candy is alluding to.
Yeah, I don't
but it
get it
seems
either.
a bit worrisome to me, whereas the other one I can kind of get.
Sometimes intercourse has a little bit of an aroma to it, admittedly. But most candy is fairly inert, at least until you get it really warm or really wet.
Why are the sex and the candy intertwined is what I'm saying.
That's
like,
a good
why
point.
mention that?
You're thinking maybe you got a sister-brother situation going on.
I don't know what's going on, but I just want to steer a little clear of it.
I
And
understand.
I'm pretty cool with the other one
You
in
know,
retrospect.
adults can eat candy as well.
I know, but we don't usually talk about it that much.
Yeah, it's true. We hide it in our desk drawers so no one knows. And then we tell people we've been eating a lot of quinoa. Ah, shit. Ah,
Nah,
shit.
it's not in. Oh, goodness. There's a follow-up from Jumbas, the person who broke up with the kisser. I think the worst part is that I couldn't basically tell which one was the sister and which one was the brother, but it was fucking bizarre, so when I saw them making out, I didn't know who started it.
Hold up. Who started it?
Who is the implicator
Who
of the
cares
kiss?
who started it? Also, how can you look at two people kissing and say, oh, they started it?
So,
Hold
like,
up. The story's unraveling in front of my
okay,
very eyes here.
I gotta go back, read the original one again. When I was 15, I dated this guy, and one time we Skyped, and he started making out with his twin sister, and I broke up with him immediately. That's the first
Yeah,
time.
that is very sensible.
And then we go, I think the worst part is that I couldn't basically tell which one was the sister and which one was the brother, but it was fucking bizarre, so when I saw them making out, I didn't know who started it. So this might be like a long distance, maybe a Skype relationship?
Yeah, but like you were talking to them, and then presumably you could track them with your eye. You know, and then you'd be like, "Oh, they started it."
They must have gone out of eye shot for a moment. I don't know.
It was like they were playing the shell game.
Maybe it was a brother sister twin kissing shell game. Look, you got out of there.
Don't even give, cause they're on Skype. Don't even start to. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, on Skype with like the roundtable crew, and I'm like, oh, I can't tell
Which one of us is making out?
which one of us started the makeout session.
Look, I don't care if this is a suspect story or not. It just, it's anecdotal.
Carry On My Wayward Son is like a 7 on the dad scale, I think, maybe an 8. But it's more of like an uncle song, I think.
It's the uncle anthem.
It is an uncle anthem. Rush, I'm not even saying anything bad about uncles. Rush is also uncle anthems for sure. Not all uncles are somebody's dads. That's a very common misconception. And not all dads are uncles either. Oh, okay, we gotcha. Is this Supernatural song? They play that song in Supernatural? Or are you talking about Santana's Supernatural, the smash hit 2001 album that stars, well, it's obviously a 99 album actually, that has Rob Thomas on it.
All right, there's one more message from Jumbas and kind of clears up the confusion.
Okay.
For those of you who are calling me a liar, my boyfriend was transgender, so yes, they were identical.
Okay. This story is like, we should make this into a film, because I need to see in greater clarity and detail the exact sequence of events that, excuse me?
But you didn't get it in, that's the end of that.
My dad is obsessed with Rush, your logic is flawed. Does your dad have a brother? Could he perhaps be someone's uncle? These are the things I need to know.
Thank you again, Jumbas, for all the tips. That's very kind of you. I'm sorry if people are being shitty in chat.
Wayward Son is the song they play for every season finale in Supernatural.
Nice header there.
Please don't call it Wayward Son. It's Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas City Chiefs. He does. God damn it. Told you. Like I said, some dads are dads and uncles simultaneously. Some are neither. I'm neither a dad nor an uncle. Oh, he's done it!
Disco Gypsy Fish, thank you for the 420. Says free Ardans.
Oh, you know
Dan's
what?
Free to come and go. He's welcome if he likes. But he's out watching Jungle Book with his grandmother, I think.
Nick, I was incorrect. I just realized I am an uncle.
You forgot you were an uncle?
Well, I'm an uncle, but not by blood.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
How's that going for you?
I don't know. I had to buy like a scarf for my niece one time. I was socially pressured into purchasing a scarf for my niece. Enigma5642, thank you very much for the subscription. Helped me get some of that scarf money back. I mean, it was like 2 years ago, but I'm still getting over it.
Yeah, seems rough.
Where does Styx rate on the dad scale? Styx is like a 0.8 Journeys on the dad scale.
You rate them in Journeys.
Well, Journey's a 10. It's the most purest possible
It's the
form.
purest dad music.
I wish that guy would get up.
Go in. That's a race to the finish. I believe you'll beat me.
I don't know, man. Power steering went out.
Oh no! Oh, now you definitely got it.
Austin, don't be mad just because every band you like is also dad rock. And uncle rock, for that matter. Whoa!
You might be a... Wow. Body block there. Austin, you might be a dad. Have you checked? Secret dads. Lord of Blackrock, thank you for the subscription. Oh, goodness.
How does country music rate on the dad and uncle scale? I think it depends on where you live. It could be inert. It could be a noble gas on the dad scale. Or it could be like extremely dadly.
Some dads go out of their way to find the right kind of music for them.
That's very true.
Like Santana.
Dude, Santana it's almost one full journey, which I didn't think that we could actually see in today's day and age.
It's like a 0.95 journey.
It is. It's almost like I can't tell the difference between Journey and Santana if I was just looking at the readouts.
Where is Red Hot Chili Peppers these days?
Oh, you know what? I think they're like a 0.5. Like previously, they used to be really anti-dad, but as the anti-dads have become dads of their own, I think that the Red Hot Chili Peppers they've started to get to like a little bit of dadliness for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like Danny California is not quite a Hotel California, but it's still pretty dadly. Oh, you're lucky.
I didn't realize I was ahead there.
What about the Steve Miller Band? That's like 9, but like 0.9 journeys for sure. All right, you got to invite me because this is the free version of the game.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, let's do it. You're high as hell. Every dad has a Red Hot Chili Peppers shirt. Look, when Nick and I were in high school, the Red Hot Chili Peppers were not dads yet. They were the band you listened to when your dad was like, hey, Slugger, why don't you listen to old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra? Now all the dads are like, oh, my kids are listening to Justin Bieber. They don't know what true artistry is. Put on the Zephyr song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers to educate them. Rank all of the California songs. Okay, well, you got Danny California, Hotel California, California Girls, and then the other one that's California Girls by the Beach Boys, not Katy Perry. Wish they all could be California. And then you've got the Eddie Van Halen cover of the Beach Boys song California Girls, which goes, I wish they all could be California Girls. And then,
Isn't there one called California Dreamin' or something?
yeah, that's
like
by
that?
the Mamas and the Papas. You know,
Yeah.
I went for a walk on a winter's day, on a winter's day.
You're wrecking my ass right now.
Oh, wait, Kate, what's up, Kate? She's making lunch. And then, of course, you've got Californication. Can we put 2 Red Hot Chili Peppers California songs on the same list?
They really love California. They have every right to love it, I guess.
And then, oh, we're back. California Uber Alice, that's got to be on there for sure.
I don't really want to rank these anymore. I think they kind of occupy different strata on the musical spectrum.
Oh, goofball.exe has stopped working.
Oh, no! All right, that's fine. I'll
Just
invite you again whenever you're ready.
get back into it. That Tupac song? Oh, yeah. In the city of California. Womp, 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 wow. You know that
You
one.
really go womp, womp, womp?
Well, there's like a little, I don't even know, it's like a glockenspiel in the background or something.
That's interesting. I appreciate people that take a chance with different musical instruments. Thank you, Citrus Peppercorn, for the 2 months in a row. Drop some yahas in chat, please. And Skelly Folk with the $5 tip says, I should ask Ryan what he thinks about conjoined twins.
I mean, I'm not against them. I think they're people just like
Yeah,
anybody else.
I don't really know what you mean by that. Exactly.
Hey, how about this? You know, genetic relatives are not just instruments for you to fuck. That's what I think about conjoined twins. I think they should have the same, rights, responsibilities, and privileges as the rest of people. Not just a vessel for me to insert my penis into.
I mean, the thrust of the conversation was mostly about, like, where is the tolerance for incest, I guess? We're getting some really dicey shit lately,
I don't know why you're calling a spade here. I'm trying to dance around it like a Soviet gymnast, and you're here like shining a light on it, trying to see all the wrinkles.
Yeah, sometimes subtlety is not my best skill.
That sort of thing is my bag, baby. What's U2 on the scale? Yeah, U2's pretty deadly. It's got to be at least like a 0.7 journey, maybe 0.8 on a good day. I actually feel like new U2 is even deadlier. Like, I feel like if your dad likes Vertigo or something, that's real deadly.
Where's Aerosmith these days?
Oh, dude, come on. Aerosmith is as deadly as it comes. That's like a point.
I was into Aerosmith when I was younger.
You were a dad in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, but then I kind of didn't like them much. Not that I don't like them. I don't listen to them anymore.
Look, they're not listening. You can say how you really feel.
No, that's how I really feel. I don't have any problem with Aerosmith. I just don't listen to them now.
My dad is totally into new U2. Where's Velvet Underground? That's like, you know, it's a different dad scale. It's like the subcategory of dad that's like, I'm not a normal dad, I'm a cool dad. And then it's like an 8 on that. You go show up, and, you know, if you show up at your friend's house and their dad looks like Paul Rudd, check his record collection. I guarantee he has the Velvet Underground and Nico on vinyl. And, you know, he'll tell you all about how he lost his virginity to Venus and Furs back in like 78.
What about Coldplay?
Coldplay's not dad rock, it's daughter rock for sure.
Daughter rock. Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta know this, though, if you're a dad.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no shame in buying your daughter Coldplay. That's what she should be listening to.
What if she starts listening to Katy Perry?
That's daughter pop. It's like a subset of daughter rock. You think Justin Bieber will ever appear on the dad scale? Yeah, man, you know, Justin Bieber's going to be the next Scott Walker, and I'm not talking about failed Republican presidential candidate Scott Walker from Wisconsin. I'm talking about Scott Walker, previously of the 1950s boy band, who ended up becoming, you know, kind of an indie rock artist in his own right for his dour take on pop sensibilities. Coldplay is mom rock? No way, dude. Joan Jett's I Love Rock and Roll is the only known case of mom rock out there. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That was not what I wanted.
Think we'll ever see Justin Bieber do like a live unplugged acoustic cover of Nine Inch Nails' Hurt?
I think that would really give him a little bit of a bonus towards his artistry.
Filmed in black and
Look,
white.
all I'm saying is I can't take you seriously as an artist if you don't have an MTV Unplugged CD. Like, if I don't hear what you sound like acoustically, then how can you even be an artist? I'm talking to you, Paul Oakenfeld.
You might have no acoustics.
Exactly. It's like machines just do the work. You just push the button. Oh, sick drop. There you go. Million-selling record. Thank you very much. But can you learn how to play the acoustic guitar? That's the tough shit right there.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Bon Jovi is for mums?
Bon Jovi is for moms. That person is 100% correct.
That was S.B. Renton, S. Brenton, 1994.
You are
Congrats.
correct.
You got it. All right, let's brainstorm up a couple more mom rock bands then. If there's one, there's probably several.
Fergie's Big Girls Don't Cry is a mom rock song. Where are the Foo Fighters on the dad scale? We're talking about mom scales, but I think moms can get down with the Foo Fighters as well. Foo Fighters post like 2003, 2004 definitely start to cross into dad rock territory.
Would you say maybe the late David Bowie?
Oh, I think he's, you know what? I think he exists in a superlative category outside of familial relationships.
Yeah? Yeah, that does fit him, doesn't it?
I don't think he's particularly dad or uncle or mom or son or space alien.
He's just ubiquitous.
He's ubiquitous.
Elvis is mom as fuck.
Oh, Elvis is pretty, it's even like bordering on grandma.
Elvis is like grandma.
Yeah,
rock.
exactly.
No disrespect to the grandmas out there if there's any listening.
Nickelback is not really on the dad scale in my opinion.
REM definitely mom rock.
Ooh, you know what? REM, I think they could be mom rocky for sure.
What about Live?
Oh, Live is like, I think that is a certain mom and dad quality, especially to Lightning Crashes. You know, I don't get into their harder stuff, but that song about a baby being born as someone else dies, it just tickles me on a philosophical level.
Tickles me on a physical level. You just sit right over top of the subwoofer.
Hell yeah. Oh, my feeling
Like
coming back again.
Private part. Yeah.
Like a rolling thunder chasing the wind, whatever the fuck that means. Don't think about it. It's weather. It's deep. Metaphysical.
Spiritual, even.
Wilson Phillips, Hold On. Yeah, that's mom rock. Total Eclipse of the Heart is mom rock. I think that almost hits like superlative category now. Like, who doesn't love a little Total Eclipse of the Heart? I'm not saying
Where's hair metal fall these days? Is it just kind of out?
I'm gonna be honest. I think a lot of hair metal, and I like it. I think it ranks more on the mom scale than the dad scale.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I brought it up. I just didn't know if that was too controversial to say out loud, so I'm glad you said it for me.
I don't think it is, man.
Well, who's listening to Cherry Pie these days?
I hope it's moms. Because dads should be out of that phase in their life.
Our mom's listening to it though. Oh, that was a weird move.
Duran Duran? Hey, Duran Duran is listened to by scholars the world over. If Rio's ain't right, I don't want to be right.
Pink Floyd is peak on dad rock scale.
Oh, it's up there for sure.
But it hits both categories, right? Because it gets the older and it gets the new people.
Here's the
in
thing.
too.
If you play Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd in a crowded room, you can identify all dads by the people mouthing along.
I thought you were going to say I Wish You Were Here by Incubus.
You can identify all people who will never be dads if you play Wish You Were Here by Incubus. What is Wish You Were Here by Incubus? How does that one go?
Goodbye, nice to know you.
I don't know that song.
I think that's the same song.
I was thinking,
like,
you know.
I wish you were here.
Oh, yeah! I wish you were here. Yeah, that's okay.
You got balls, man. You go for those notes.
I know I can't hit him, so there's no gambling involved.
Yeah, I guess so.
That song is Nice to Know You.
Okay, well, yeah. That makes some sense, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Look, he's been doing some spinal exercises there. Oh, nice little cheeky toe poke.
It didn't quite go, though.
Oh, that's a Theismann injury right there. Oh, nice thread in the needle there.
Oh, that was so, yeah, right in.
What is childless middle-age rock? I don't know, fucking like Fear Factory or something.
Don't throw me under the bus.
I didn't know that you liked Fear Factory, Nick. Yes. Okay, I will open the door. Oh my lord. Kate, what you got there? Is that some udon?
No, man. I made you some guksu.
Some what?
Guksu.
Oh, some guksu. Thank you.
What's that?
It's a Korean noodle soup.
Oh, it sounds good.
Some kimchi and green onions. And some garlic as well. Some soy sauce. There's a little sesame oil in there as well.
How do you do the garlic? Is it just like in there?
So we don't buy fresh garlic anymore. We buy the already pre-minced stuff at the at the grocery store, and then you just toss it in there. Does any rap make it onto the dad scale? Good hip hop has not yet gotten onto the dad scale. Only novelty hip hop.
And I cannot lie is on. Everyone.
Only novelty hip hop songs have permeated the dadly membrane right now. Baby Got Back is on there. Can't Touch This. Crisscross Will Make You Jump Jump. Snow's Informer.
You're so on with that.
And Ice Ice Baby. And yet, It's Tricky by Run DMC. And maybe like one relatively inoffensive NWA song like Express Yourself. And that way they can be like, I'm hard, man. I'm hard. I listen to NWA. Oh, Miami. Miami's definitely on there.
Song?
Push It's on there for sure. Jump Around by House of Pain, no doubt.
I think you could possibly come up with the entire list if you work at it just a little bit.
The Thong Song by Cisco. Just, you know, a little bit of rap with an urban flair, but not so much that it's threatening. That's what dads like right now.
I haven't decided if the Thong Song might be too modern yet.
The Thong Song might be too modern. I question that every single day of my life. Is the Thong Song too modern? DMX? Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were asking Kate if the Thong Song was too modern. Cypress Hill? I don't know about that.
Dads, they'll get down with OPP. That's as deep as they go. They're like, you know, I don't agree with the subject matter of the song, but I can't disagree that the sample is quite hooky.
Beastie Boys? I don't know about that either.
Beastie Boys, I don't know if they're quite dad rock yet. That's like the dad who is going to be a dad one day, but right now he's like... He's still trying to figure it out, sort of, but he's got his career in order, and he's cool. He's like a pilot or something. He's a pilot dad.
Oh, independent spirit.
Exactly. That's exactly correct.
Oh, you nailed that. Tub thumping? Yeah, that's in there. Beastie Boys 100% dad quality rap. I don't see it the same. Maybe it's the location in the world matters a lot with that one. North American dads, I don't see, though, going in the BC Boys direction.
Dads only like rap if it's paired with electric guitar. That's where we're at on the dad rock scale right now. He's like, yo, I can handle rapping in like a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, but a song that's all rapping, it's just talking. Maybe it's just me, but for me, I think it's only art if someone is singing.
And they say it like nobody's ever asked these questions before. Like
Am I
maybe he's the first one to question.
Am I the only one that realizes it's just talking? Anybody can do it. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna give you the little stanky shoulder. Excuse me.
Yeah, block him.
Oh, nice. Oh,
blocked me.
He's trapped. I've never seen one get trapped in the froggy position before. There we go.
It's still not too late for this game. If the developer ever hears us, please put this out on Steam. It's not too late. I'll still play it all the time. Where does the Gorillas go? Well, if you've been watching the news late... no.
You almost made me choke on my noodle, Nick.
Sorry, don't choke on your noodle.
It's not a funny situation. The reaction to it and your joke was pretty good, though. Oh! I think the Gorillas are like... That's brother rock. It's like your brother, your younger or older, could be like really into Gorillas. But dads and uncles, not quite yet.
Yeah.
I recognize
the brothers
that...
you make out with.
Yeah, exactly. The brother of a dad is an uncle, but let's just ignore that for now. Where's John Legend on the dad scale? He's got to be up there. He's got to be like at least a 5. Like he's charting. John Mayer is on like way up on the dad scale too. He's like, you know,
dads listen to Radiohead?
Cool dads, yeah, like British dads maybe.
Yeah, definitely British dads are like a whole other conversation.
Yeah, they British dads, you know, they were part of the Manchester era.
Their taste is like 100% better than American dads, I think.
They still like Second Coming, even though it's not as good as the debut self-titled. John Mayer is mom rock? No, dude. John Mayer is dad rock because his songs are soft and non-threatening, but then there's some live performances where you could be like, you know, like, I know he's not that much of a rocker, but he paint with, like, too wide of a brush, etc., etc. Did you take that Second Coming joke from Shaun of the Dead? I did indeed, actually.
All dads are white.
John Mayer did the guitar in Halo 2. That's exactly how you know.
I think for the purposes of this conversation, we might be, not to be disrespectful, but I think it fits this certain archetype.
I've been operating under the assumption we're talking exclusively about white dads. I want to I want to speak from experience here. I don't want to, you know, try to put words in anybody's mouth.
As a not dad white person.
Paint with like too wide of a brush, etc., etc. Did you take that Second Coming joke from Shaun of the Dead? I did indeed, actually.
All dads are white.
John Mayer did the guitar in Halo 2. That's exactly how you know it's dad rock, because Halo 2 might be peak dad game right now.
Really?
I think so, man.
All right, what are dads playing then?
I think dads are playing Halo 2.
Other than Halo 2, what are they playing? They're obviously playing some Madden.
I was thinking like Tiger Woods PGA Tour. And
Is it all sports games?
I know that it's Rory McIlroy's PGA Tour now, but dads are playing the version from like 3 years ago because they don't change that much year over year. Why would I spend $60 on Rory McIlroy's PGA Tour when Tiger 09's doing just fine for the Xbox 360?
Dads play NetHack? I don't know about that one.
I don't think that's true.
I'll buy Call of Duty. I'll buy MLB.
Yeah, no doubt. Another one I was thinking was a racing game, like maybe a Dirt or a Forza.
Oh yeah, you're right. But they don't necessarily know the name of it. But it's just like it's their racing game.
Yeah, it's the driving game, you know.
And they went and bought like a steering wheel for it too, just for that game.
Yeah, my dad got a new laptop, and he's like, "What kind of racing game should I get?" And I like gave him all these recommendations. And then he's like, "Can I play them on my laptop?" And I was like, "Yeah, your laptop's good, but you should probably buy like a controller." And that was where that dream stopped. It's like, okay, I'll get the
Oh,
game,
you're so close.
a controller. Like, hey, now that's a little too far. I got a perfectly functioning keyboard right here. Maybe I guess I went a little too hard on it, but
Yeah, you should have just let him find it.
should have
his
just
own
been
way.
like, you know, go for it, man.
Dads love Rallycross. Yeah, seriously though, if a dad wanted to play Dirt, I think they're making a good decision there.
Nothing wrong with Dirt, man.
Except you can't buy the goddamn original on PC.
That's weird.
Some stupid licensing. It's my favorite one of the whole series, and there's like 4 of them now. Maybe 5, you consider the XBLA game, but yeah, that was my favorite one, and it's not available for sale on PC.
Where does Imagine Dragons rank on the dad scale? I think Imagine Dragons is Young Sun. Well, not Young Sun, but just Sun Rock.
Sun.
But it's
Wayward Sun Rock.
It has a high correlation. The more you like Imagine Dragons, the more likely you are to be a dad within the next 2 years. I think that among prospective dads, Imagine Dragons is trending right now. It's a buy. Here's one reason why I think Imagine Dragons is really big in young dads to be. That's because whenever they do a performance, it's like, it's radio rock. I'm not going to insult it. But then when they do a performance, they bring out like a fucking 900-year-old, like, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man sized Japanese gong. And I'm like, come on, dude. You didn't have that in the fucking studio. You don't need a Tibetan fucking goat herder to yodel in your song. It's going top 40, right? Like, don't try to act like you got, you know, some kind of spiritual enlightenment out of radioactive. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
I don't even think I know a song by them.
Dads love
that is-
songs that they can listen to in their car that's really comfortable, but it reminds them of being uncomfortable, like camping, for example, or perhaps being in high school.
That's so specific.
Dads love the song about the Jeep Renegade. There's no doubt about that.
So is it that dads love to challenge their boundaries? Is that what it is? They like to, in a comfortable way that's accessible to them, remind them of a time when they did things that were more daring.
That's exactly it. Reminds you when you were you, man. The dads want to listen to songs that remind them when their life wasn't all together. You know, songs that remind them of when there was uncertainty and excitement.
I can't figure out if there's sort of like a sorrowful undertone to it, or if it's like actually they're embracing it.
Dads love Hotel California, and every dad has their own interpretation of what that song's actually about. 4% of dads thinks it's just a bad review on TripAdvisor for a hotel, which every dad can relate to.
If anyone can find the other NLSS where we had this exact same conversation while we played Goofball, please, I'd love to see the comment.
Where's Sweet Child of Mine? Oh, dude, that's like at least a 0.85 out of 1 journey on the dad scale. Are there any bands that are timeless and can't be put on the dad scale? The Rolling Stones can be put on the dad scale. I don't think the Beatles can. They transcend dad, mom, uncle, etc., etc.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's probably true.
And I agree. I think David Bowie was up there for sure. But the problem with this question is that it just starts becoming, you know, like who's the most, you know, the best artist of all time. I don't want to have that discussion. That's just going to be annoying.
No, there's a difference. They don't have to be the best. They could still transcend falling into an archetype of some kind.
Queen? Yeah, Queen is, I guess they fairly much transcend the scale. I would almost say like a little more dadly, but you know.
All right, I know this is going to be a touchy question for you,
go.
but where do you feel Rush goes?
Rush?
I think they might also transcend.
Nah,
possibly.
dude. Rush is uncle. There's no doubt.
Uncle.
Your dad ain't listening to Rush. Your dad doesn't have time for a 21-minute modern
Your
symphony.
dad doesn't listen to Rush?
Nah, dude. Rush is uncle music. Uncles are like, hey, check out these new headphones I just bought. I'm gonna put on all of Moving Pictures by Rush, and you can listen to it in high fidelity. Dad is like, I don't respect any song that's more than 4 minutes. Like, have respect for my time.
Nobody's got time for that, yeah. Huh. I mean, now that you said it like that, it's a pretty compelling argument.
Yo, uncle music, Rush, King Crimson, Yes. Those are your quintessential uncle bands. Kiss is dad rock for sure.
Well, things being progressive, I suppose, is uncle territory.
Yeah, uncles are historically much more progressive than dads.
Dads are conservative.
Palmini. There we go. Thank you for the subscription there. Mumford.
Wait, so is that the path? So the dads are conservative, the uncles are progressive, and the sons are liberal?
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly we transcend that scale as we grow older.
But David Bowie appeals to all of them.
Huh. Learned so much on the NLSS.
What if your uncle is a dad? Well, it's different things to different people. If your uncle is your dad, you got to go to the
It's like
hospital.
wearing different hats.
No, it like
Oh, yeah.
if your dad is an uncle, his music is on the dad scale. Like he's never gonna tell you
To
that he
you?
likes Yes. But then when your nephew comes over or your cousin, he's gonna be like, "Hey, check this out." You know,
The
and
uncle hat kicks on.
And You and I by Rush or by Yes, sorry, is the most soulful prog rock song of all time. And then you're gonna think that
Oh,
that's
no.
like you being betrayed, but then you get the uncle qualities from his dad.
No, Nick, you learn nothing on the NLSS, trust me.
Layla is dad rock. There's actually some rules. One is any acoustic cover of a rock song +2 on the dad scale, plus 20%. You know, like anything on Nirvana Unplugged. I'm not saying it's a bad album. I'm saying some dads are gonna be like, I like Nirvana, but they were great songwriters. I wasn't really into all that edge they had. But the MTV Unplugged version, that's where they drew me in there.
All right, so then A Perfect Circle and A Perfect Circle's acoustic stuff.
It's like 0.1 dad and 0.3 dad.
Okay.
That's like stepdad. Your mom comes home and she's got like a bald boyfriend with a soul patch, and you're like, oh fuck.
Oh god, that
Here we
bald
go.
boyfriend's me.
Yeah.
Listening to Tool and Perfect Circle, I'm somebody's stepdad.
Austin, don't be mad that everybody agrees with me except you.
I mean, most of the stuff you've been saying is pretty on, I think.
I'm glad to hear that because Austin disagrees.
Austin also thinks that the 3D Zeldas are better than the 2D Zeldas, so don't take him too seriously.
My stepdad has a soul patch. See, I'm so on right now. I'm like the John Edwards of actually being psychic, though. This is pain. Where does Metallica rank? That's like a step uncle. It's like, it could be dad, could be uncle. Instead, it's somewhere in between. That's just the way it is.
Austin is 23. Do you guys know this? I think it does matter that Austin is younger.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. What's dad rock? If you're part of the younger generation, you're like, my dad likes Third Eye Blind.
I don't even know. I'm out of touch with the kids.
My dad grew up listening to Marcy Playground. Like, Sublime? See, I can't see Sublime as dad rock. Not yet, but it's probably getting there in the next, like, 5 or 10 years.
What is
It
it right now? Is it
depends.
still in uncle territory?
I don't know. I think it's like niece and nephew territory. I want to see what their next album sounds like before I lump them into anything.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I've been
working on it for a long while.
15, 20 years for it. Better be good. What's the
They
hold
keep
up?
Scrapping it and starting over, I think. Not really that funny.
My dad is the embodiment of dad rock. He plays in a dad rock band. Yeah, what songs do they play, Austin? Riddle me this. My dad is 61. I'm 22. His favorite song is Hotel California. That is the quintessential situation that chat should find themselves in right now.
What about the presidents of the United States of America?
I don't think they're dad rock. That's
They're
cousin
just
rock.
a little zany. I think they're kind of like in nebulous territory.
That's your cousin who like moved out of your small town and now he lives in like Bellevue, Washington.
Of course, it would be Washington. Yeah.
Well, he's
just as quirky as the band.
exactly. He moved out of like Des Moines, Iowa, to get out to the West
yeah.
Coast, but he wasn't
Fresh
really
start.
he wasn't quite ready for Portland. I mean, there's a bunch of weirdos there. So like Bellevue, good jobs in the tech sector.
I heard there's like a unicycler with a Darth Vader mask that plays the bagpipes, and something's on fire.
I think the bagpipes are on fire. Yeah.
Shoots fire out of them, maybe.
Whoa.
Oh shit. Fat B Man. Thank you so much for the $1.69. Says my mom brought home a bald guy who eventually became my stepdad. He listened to Creed.
Oh, fuck. That's horrible.
Can't fight with that.
I mean, like, as long as he's a good person, that's all that matters, but that is, I feel bad for you.
And Palomini, thank you for the $20 tip. Says keep up the good work. Appreciate it. Drop some donkeys in chat, please, for Palomini. Where's Meshuggah on the scale? I think we all know where Meshuggah is on the scale.
Meshuggah is Sun Rock, no doubt.
As are anything loud with screaming and banging.
Anything that you, if you had a dinner party, you couldn't put on without your clients judging you, can't be dad rock. There's just no way.
What about the Eagles of death metal? Because it says death metal in it, but they don't actually play death metal.
I think that could be like Dad with an Edge, no doubt. Like if your dad owned like a tattoo parlor or something like that, you could play some Eagles of death metal, no doubt.
Because it says death metal in it, but like they're not going to get over that it says death metal.
There's no doubt, yeah.
Even if they don't hear any, they're going to be like, well, this is death metal, right?
What are you doing?
Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but have a goal.
That's the wrong net, Nick.
Yeah. Dream Theater? Uncle?
That's super Uncle, yeah.
Wherever Rush goes, I think Dream Theater goes to.
If it sounds like it was written by Gandalf the Grey, if he had a staff instead of, or if he had an electric guitar instead of a staff, that's Uncle Rock.
Oh shit, I love that idea.
I just looked to my friend when I think of like what dad rock is. Ooh, good shot. And the story for me, I'm not gonna say who it is, but and you wouldn't know him to begin with, but the story for me is one time he didn't realize that he had like his Last FM broadcasting so everyone could see what he was listening to, and he was listening to Illmatic by Nas. And then I was like, hey man, I didn't know you liked rap music. And then he's like, don't tell anybody that I was listening to this.
Oh,
like he was
got found out.
He was so deep into the dad rock that he thought I was gonna publicly out him for listening to hip hop. Dads are afraid of judgment.
They really are. They're very insecure.
They're humans just like the rest of us.
Put on airs about it.
Electro Biz, thank you as well for the subscription. Oh, a little snot rocket there.
A little out.
Sturgill Simpson, he's dad rock, but like dad country rock.
Bob Dylan?
Ant rock.
Ant?
Ant for sure.
I would have been fine with just saying like family rock.
Almost transcendent, but more ant rock than anything, I think.
The Doors?
Probably pretty dadly, I'd say.
I think moms get down with Doors.
Well, they can get down with this door, the front door, because I'm not having that shit in my house.
Tool is total uncle music. Well, wherever Tool goes is where Perfect Circle goes, and vice versa. So
Tool is uncle music. Right. There's no doubt.
Disturbed is uncle music. I hope not, but you're probably right.
I think it might be. If I had to put it in any category, it would definitely be uncle. Or cousin. That's like some cousin.
Damn, Daniel, that went right in. Sorry, I know it said damn Daniel was over. I went and said it anyway.
What's better, Fly By Night or Limelight? I don't know. They're both radio-friendly Rush songs that are pretty competent, but not my favorites. I'd say Fly By Night. Oh, there we go. We got a genuine uncle argument here. Limelight's pretty good, but I've heard it too much. But you know what? Limelight is on Moving Pictures, so I gotta give it some credit there. But I think Limelight is kind of the low light of Moving Pictures.
Yeah, I think that's true. Actually.
Except for the one that's like, oh wait, how does it go? Like, which signals? Is that it? Which signs? No, vital signs. Which pistol?
What? Are you talking about Bayonetta now?
No, it's called like there's Vital Signs.
My knowledge of it is not.
I forget. Well, I mean, it opens with a bang. You know,
Okay.
Tom Sawyer right off the bat. Track 2, bow now, bow now, bow. Red Barchetta. Track 3, YYZ. Then they throw a little Limelight action your way. Witch Hunt. That's it. What about King Crimson? Oh, we've established it's Uncle Rock. King Crimson has to be Uncle Rock. No dad is paying $15 for an album that only has 5 tracks, okay?
The other thing, though, is King Crimson's been around for a million years, and they've got so many iterations of what they sound like. It might be multiple things to multiple people.
In the court of the Crimson King is Uncle Rock.
Well, that's the definitive King Crimson, I would say. And that's the one that I like, personally.
Oh. All right, let's go play some Shell Shock.
All right.
And we'll see you soon.
It's been a fun discussion.
It has been a fun discussion. Is Austin coming on for the final section?
If he wants to, I suppose, if you're cool with it.
Do we have a space for a fourth?
I just know Rob's here.
I'd love to hear him defend himself.
Yeah.
And then mute him as he does. What about Neutral Milk Hotel? That's like you're a dad, but you're like a newborn's dad. You're not like a true dad yet. You're still a young person who doesn't really have that many responsibilities. But like you don't have to protect your kids yet, because even if you like shot a gun in the house, they wouldn't remember.
Okay, I'm totally gonna forget Roundtable tomorrow.
Neutral Milk Hotel is definitely for like young dads who live close to the ocean.
Close to the edge. All right, whoever's coming in, come in.
Hello there.
Hello, Rob.
Hello.
How's it going?
Did you hear us talking about Dad Rock?
I was lurking while conquering England, and you know what I wanted to mention?
What's that?
You know what dad rap is?
Well, we went over it, but yes, please continue.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't hear that.
Well,
part.
please tell me more.
I was gonna say the Fresh Prince is very clearly. Dad
It's
rap.
pretty dad. Yeah, he's like, you don't need to watch the show to understand what's happening because he tells the story right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just mean like him as an artist going under the title.
'Cause he is a
Fresh
dad.
Prince.
Mm.
You know,
This is not okay.
Okay.
Okay. You
Here
know what?
we go.
I don't have
Yep.
a problem. I don't have a problem with you calling it dad rock. It's dad rock. That's fine. I have a
what's
problem
the problem,
with
then?
you making all these claims like you're the mastery of dad rock, like you understand all the things.
You pretty much sorted it out just now. If you were listening.
what specifically do you have a problem
specific. Well, what is this comment that you said? You said dads don't have time for longer music.
Yeah,
with?
they
Dad's
don't.
a long song for a dad is 6 minutes.
No,
That's
no.
a little too
You know how many songs are like 7 minutes plus? Rob disappeared. You know how many songs are like 7 minutes plus? Like at a dad rock, a lot of Leonard Skinner songs.
Yeah, it has to
those-
be Freebird caliber in order to be 7 minutes long. A
You
dad
gotta earn
doesn't.
that time.
A dad will listen to a 4 out of 10 3-minute long song ahead of a 9 out of 10 8-minute long song.
Sweet Child of Mine, 6 minutes long. That's
Yeah,
not a
but
long
on the
song.
radio, which is the definitive version, they cut out some of the solo.
Yeah.
Of Freebird? Yeah.
No, well, of
Guys, you don't need to join people in chat, please.
Of Sweet Child of Mine, they don't cut any of that
I
out.
don't know.
You don't know. No, that's what I'm trying to say.
Sweet Child of Mine is only a dad song, but dads they think it would be better if they got rid of the "Where do we go now?" The dads think it would be better if that didn't exist.
I don't agree with this.
whoa, hello.
Welcome
Hey.
back.
Rob,
Yeah, my internet got all funky. What'd I miss?
Oh. Nothing much, really.
Austin just made himself look like a fool.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Did he? Why? What did he say?
You know, you said 5 is long. Like average is 5.
Bullshit, man.
Don't like,
5 inches.
Eagle. You're like pulling all your information from like Eagles. Eagles songs are like 3 to 5. Mostly 3 to 4. But Kansas 5 minutes. Journey they're around 4 probably 3 to 4. But separate ways that's 5. What else is? Yeah, I'm Journeys. I'm looking at my Spotify playlist now to.
I
confirm
fucking
my
knew it.
beliefs
What's it
here.
called? Austin's Rock for when he has a child? Here, I'm getting some water. I'll be back.
Thank you, Nick Fuck Dong Smasher, for the $5 tip that says "excuse me." And Narnian Factor with a $6 tip says, "Where does Weezer, The Strokes, and ska music fall on the dad scale?"
Ska's dad.
Is it really?
Ska's pretty dad.
I don't know if I've ever heard ska like anywhere actually.
Ska.
Sublime has ska elements.
I'll tell you straight up.
Sublime is super dad.
Here is how you can make an Is This Dad Rock web application in like an hour. Here's the factors you have to consider. Has the band started its activity prior to the year 2000? That gives it like plus 0.15. Does the band consist of 4 members? If it consists of 4, that's like a plus 3, especially if it's drums, bass, guitar, vocals. Maybe a keyboard if you're feeling a little spicy today.
Ooh.
Does the dad
with it,
or
though.
does the band consist entirely of dads? If it does, that's a dad rock band without a doubt. If everybody in the band is a dad, it's listened to by dads.
Pretty fair, yeah.
You know what song they play on the radio all the time?
What
That's
song?
like
What
14
song?
minutes long. Do you feel like we do? The live version.
I've
Peter
never
Frampton.
heard of this song in my life before.
You've never wait. Are you actually?
How does it
serious?
go?
Peter Frampton's pretty
Do
dad.
you feel like we do? No, 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 no. You know that one?
I've
It's
never
the one
heard
where
that
he
song.
the Wawa, the way he gets the talk box.
The only one I know is the one where he goes, "Baby, I love your way."
Yeah, that's I Love Your Way, but no, the
I know it's "I Love Your Way," but you're talking about some other Squawk
he
Box
spends
song
like
here.
6 minutes with the talk box. You ever heard that song? You gotta listen to that song.
I've
It's
never heard this
amazing.
song.
It's one of the best live performances of all time. It's played on the radio like every day almost. I haven't played this game in like 2 months.
Frampton is full dad.
Frampton is full dad. There is no question.
My parents actually went to a Frampton concert like a month ago.
A minute ago, that would have
minute ago,
been
yeah. it was
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Austin. That was the greatest bomb I've ever seen in Shell Shock Live.
Was it?
That was the worst, actually.
Yeah, I agree with that.
NL is an uncultured ass. Well, that's like a little. That's a little over the top.
That's pretty rude.
No culture, no balls.
That's the Frampton song. That's bullshit. The Frampton
It is
song
the
is
Frampton. No, it
definitely
is the
"Baby, I
Frampton.
Love Your Way."
That's not true. You need to
That
go listen to
is
this.
that.
Song. No, it's not.
"Baby, I Love Your Way" is so much more famous. That's
That
like
is not-
saying.
there's no
Everyone
way.
knows
No
that
way.
song.
That's like
This is
saying
incorrect.
"They're Not Gonna Get Us" is Tattoo's most famous
How can
song.
you say you've never heard this song? You're the one out of the loop here.
If it's
Well,
so
Luke's
famous,
like
why haven't
30
I
years
heard it?
old.
Good question. Look, just you're after the stream. You gonna do your taxes.
After the stream, I'm gonna go get dinner with a friend I've not seen in a long time, and I'm gonna
ask
ask.
your friend about the
I'm gonna
song.
ask him, "Hey,
He's
do
heard
you
it
know
before."
Peter Frampton's Squawk Box medley?"
Squawk Box medley.
Squawk Box medley. Oh fuck. The chat was pretty divided on whether ska is dad. I think
I'm
ska's
not
pretty
sure
dad.
either, really. It seems very obvious to you. It doesn't seem so obvious to me.
Ska is like the scene kids from your high school and junior high school that seemed very alternative but totally ended up being very conservative
Pick
young
it up!
parents. That's what they are. That's what ska is.
Goldfinger now, they're writing songs about how California should not institute a $15 minimum wage.
What?
That's not true, but you could imagine it. Here I am, doing everything I can, being held down by the man.
Fuck you, Rob. So
That's the Tony Hawk song, right? That's the
Yeah,
one
that-
everyone knows.
it's the most famous of all the Goldfinger songs, Austin.
I gotta say, this dad conversation is certainly netting me a lot of people tipping me. So thank you for that.
Rob, you just described my dad. Wow, Rob totally just pegged my brother. See, I'm telling you.
Stop pegging his brother.
I was saying,
Damn.
if he's into it.
Rob
Are
just
you-
pegged my brother.
Did we do Elton John yet, or are you gonna try to call that mom rock?
That's like, I think Elton John is just, it's a little transcendent.
Yeah, Elton John. Everybody likes Elton John.
Yeah, I mean,
The young and the old.
Yo, Benny and the Jets is like, it's a transcendent.
And Tiny Dancer. Well, everyone knows all the lyrics to Tiny Dancer.
yeah. Hey, guess how long that song is? 6 minutes. Oh, wow.
Okay, well, you know what? You talked me up with your filibuster, Strom Thurmond.
Talk me up.
6 minutes. 6 minutes
that
is the
bad?
upper bound now.
What's like 70s soul? Is that dad?
That's
Marvin
shit you have
Gaye?
on the intercom in your house because you're a grandfather.
I love that music.
Are you a grandfather?
I guess I am.
Yeah. See, prove my point.
Farmer
Billy Joel.
Mayhem.
Is that in the same category as
Billy
Elton
Joel.
John? Or?
Billy Joel is not transcendent, but it's not dad rock. It's like dad and moms rocking together.
What about Billy Joel Osment?
What? So wait, why'd you call Styx mom rock? That's not.
I didn't call Styx mom rock, did I?
You did.
Don't worry, Gato, Mr. Roboto. I said that's mom rock. I don't.
You said chat confirm or deny. I heard Styx was mom rock.
I don't
That's-
think so.
In a related note, Kiss is totally mom.
Kiss is dad rock.
Kiss
Ah,
banged your
I
mom.
think
Kiss
I
isn't
think
even
Kiss
that
is more
dad
mom
rocky
rock.
though. I think I only hear like 2 songs on the radio.
Have
from
you heard their
Kiss.
most famous song, Beth? It's a joke because it's not their most famous song, but you think it is.
Famous song is Love Gun.
That's one of like the 3 songs they play on the radio.
It is actually. Their most famous song isn't Love Gun. It's
Could be.
rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Should be Love Gun.
It should be Love Gun. It's a much better song.
I never really liked much Kiss. I'm
You
gonna be
know,
honest.
okay, me, I don't like Love Gun that, or I don't like Kiss that much either, but freaking Love Gun, man.
I mean, yeah.
You
but I
pulled
like,
the trigger on my dugga-da-gung, dugga-da-gung, dugga-da-dung.
if I was flipping through stations on the radio, I wouldn't stop because that was on.
I would stop because that was on.
Would see that wouldn't for me that would be like yeah, I could listen to that if I want to at any point, and then I'd scroll over.
We scroll over to find what, an ad for like an open house this weekend?
I mean that might be kind of cool, yeah.
There's a
One of the-
garage sale down the street. Check that out.
One of the worst like parts of trying to listen to dad rock on the radio is that there's always only one dad rock station for each city, and so
Yeah.
if a song comes on that you're not a fan of, you're shit out of luck.
We actually have 2 now. We got LG 1043 and then we got 1011 or 1013. I can't remember.
111.
See, Houston,
111.
But wait,
Houston
wait.
had 2. Oh, go ahead.
111.
But now, the one only plays blues after the hours of 9 p.m. So if you're driving a little late at night and you get the dad rock, it's not a song you're really that into. You go to the other station, you're like, this is a blues song I've never heard. I'm not driving to hear new music. I'm driving to get from point A to point B while singing,
Damn.
Hotel California.
There's by the way, how long is that song?
Okay, but they cut out the solo.
They don't cut out the. What are you talking about? I've never heard that song without the. Solo
Actually,
in my life.
they cut out the solo here. In New
I've
York.
never.
I told you,
maybe-
dads only have time
maybe
for
in
the
Texas
flavor.
we respect music a little bit more. than that. But oh my god, you cut out that's one of the best solos in the history of guitar music ever. Why would you cut
Are
it
you
out?
sure there's no children that you father that you're aware of? Because you.
Yeah, you gotta have one out there somewhere.
That's not.
Austin is the daddest of music and music taste.
What have we
that.
done?
50% of my playlist is dad rock. The other 80%.
I'm on the
video
Rob's
game
team.
music.
Okay. Since it
Yeah.
didn't put us in consecutive order, I got confused by that for some reason.
Yeah, I did too initially.
Also, you know that Supertramp song where that "Goodbye Stranger"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supertramp, Supertramp.
They always cut at the end of the song. They finally let it rip. They go like
I actually heard a full version of that song for the first time.
They cut it out all the time.
They do.
What
They
are
do.
you
I
doing?
didn't even know it existed until recently. It's a shame.
I thought it was just hot ass harmonies until what? Until they finally let them rip it up on the acoustics a little bit.
Where does Lou Reed fall?
Oh, that's like,
Is that like Cool Dad?
he almost became a dad, but then he got into some hard stuff and I dumped his ass and I haven't spoken to him in 30 years.
Yeah, that seems fair. What the hell is Shank? Oh, it just shoots a knife out of your tank. That's cool.
Shank your tank. How about the Tragically Hip?
Tragically Hip.
I was asked by
they're,
Definitely OP.
they're just Canadian rock. Like they transcend dadliness. Everyone knows and loves the hip.
Yeah, they
still-
said they're a Canadian band huge in Toronto. The lead
They're
vocalist
huge
sounds like a
everywhere.
sheep.
They're
Thank you,
huge everywhere in
Definitely OP.
Canada.
I'm
Has-
still trying to get off this, or trying to get Ryan off this dad rock is short train. Like, I don't
Shorter
think
than-
there's a
I'm
Foreigner
saying
song
shorter than
under
Uncle
4
Rock.
minutes. Well, dude, what is this Uncle Rock?
Uncle Rock is prog rock.
Progressive
a
rock.
lot
Is that
of
what we're just saying?
detail.
That's all you've listed so far.
Uncles love progressive rock.
This is untrue. I have 3 uncles. None of them listen to progressive rock.
You should
Well,
listen
they
to them
just don't know about
sometimes.
it, then.
They're gonna tell
Do
you
I
something.
have any uncles?
Do you?
I don't know. I have to think about that honestly. Yes, I have 2.
Rob.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I forget my own age too. I mean,
What's my age again?
Any
Alright,
band
fine.
named after a city or state is dad rock.
Yeah, that's true.
Chicago,
I'll agree
Boston,
with this.
Kansas. There's no doubt.
See, I don't have a problem with the term dad rock. That's just another name for it. It's just the truth.
Where does Radiohead fall on the dad scale? Radiohead's dad.
You're being
What is
too
a shame?
too simple about it. We said Radiohead is British dad.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we already
Well-
distinguished as British dad.
I mean, I don't know. Like Muse is British dad. I feel like Radiohead is like
Radio hat.
Radiohead is
Radiohead.
somewhat universal dad.
He uses like girlfriend rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muse is like, have you heard of this band? They're pretty good, but they're not that famous despite having sold 10 billion records. Rock.
They're pretty famous.
They're pretty famous.
I'm familiar with this. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac, where are we here on that one?
I would say Thanksgiving rock.
What is this?
No, I hear that.
What
too.
is
Thanksgiving
this?
rock.
I kind of I see what you're saying.
Lots
with
of
that.
members of the extended family can all gather around the table and listen to some
I
F-Mac.
think I read somewhere that Rumors is like one of the best-selling albums of all time.
No, it's all true.
What?
It's all true.
It's all true. The way you said that did not match up with what you said.
It's all true.
Yeah, I think the Who transcends, says Kevmeister. I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Baseball's
Who
a nice.
transcends
Tipped me $5 and says, "I love that Austin's the guy willing to go toe to toe on Ryan on the NLSS and make valid points. Who here carries the balls? I think we all know."
Wow.
Jeez, man.
Goo Goo Dolls? That's daughter rock for sure.
Yeah. Uh
Please no.
oh. Ooh, almost murdered me.
I do declare.
You know what song randomly finds itself on Dad Rock stations?
What song is that?
The Dreamweaver by Gary Wright.
Is that Dreamweaver?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
the one.
Sadly.
See, but can you name a single other Gary Wright song ever in the history of time?
Okay, that was, I didn't understand how that worked.
No, but I don't think.
Does he sing Freeze Frame?
Don't believe so.
Freeze frame. Boop, 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 boop.
He poops?
Doo-doo-doo. Freeze frame.
What about
Well, I'm
Sun
looking at-
Rock? Suburban Sun Rock is when it's and music that's like really angry, but it has
Linkin
no reason
Park.
to be. Yeah, exactly correct.
I think Disturbed should go there still.
Everything you
Where does-
say
where
to
does-
me.
Where does my musical taste fall? Like I've been listening to a lot of Arctic Monkeys as of late.
You're
What
like-
is that?
Is that Chav Rock?
You can't just have one song count as.
I know. No, that's a band. Firstly, and secondly, I mean it's that whole kind of like modern alt rock.
Wait. Sorry to backtrack, but I just asked my parents, and they said Peter Frampton's "Baby I Love Your Way" was more popular. Hey, Austin,
that's pretty clear.
we got some real dads who were really there to
Real
weigh in on this
dada.
situation.
I'll consult my parents who actually just saw Peter Frampton, and maybe they have a little bit more.
Just a second ago.
Just a minute ago. And we'll see whose parents have a better grasp on the classic rock genre.
We're gonna see whose parents have better grass, because I don't know what yours are
Yeah.
smoking to think that song's more famous than "Baby I Love Your Way."
Ernie and Factor wants to know about Weezer. And Tiffany 569 to ask. Thank you very much.
It's trash rock.
I think albums Blue and Pinkerton could be dad rock.
You want another 7-minute song that's played on the radio without cuts? Life's Been Good, Joe Walsh.
What is "Life's Been Good" by Joe Walsh?
Life's been good to me so far.
I have never heard of this song.
You've never-
either.
it's a
Yeah, I don't think I've
fantastic
heard that
song.
either.
Awesome. What the fuck do you do in Texas? I thought it was like a Canadian thing, but then Rob has not heard these either.
I told you my dad is in a dad rock band, and he is, well, this is a different dad rock band, but he was in another dad rock band when I was a kid, and we would go to his shows every week.
Do they cover dad rock songs?
Yeah, all of them. Well, not all of them. They did. See, they did all had dad rock songs, and then they had some random like '70s, I guess, music in there too. Like they did like Brick House and
Yeah.
Play That Funky Music,
Yeah,
White Boy. They did
those
that
are
one.
both two of the dadliest soul songs. Like those ones and
Yeah.
Jungle Boogie if they thought they could get away with it.
That tells you a lot about how hip they think they are.
Also, how do you not know who Joe Walsh is?
Joe Walsh is the worst name for a band of all time.
It's not a band, it's a dude.
Yeah, he should change his name to like Joe Money, and then I'd remember it.
Joe Montana.
Hey, you guys like that new song from Joe Walsh? Coming up next is the Fuck Cannons. Whose concert are you gonna go to? You gonna go to
what?
Joe Walsh's or the Fuck Cannons?
Oh, fuck cannons.
Do you even know what band Joe Walsh was?
I have no idea what
He
band.
was on the Eagles. You piece of shit.
That's Glenn
Death
Frey.
metal or regular?
Joe Walsh was on the Eagles for like 5 years.
He was on the Eagles.
He was inside. Of the
He
Eagles.
rode on their backs while they rode Hotel California.
And they
Was he
sang and they
Gandalf?
went, fly like an eagle.
That's Steve
'Cause
Miller
we're in
Band.
the Eagles too.
See, even Steve Miller had the wherewithal to add band to the end of his name. He didn't just say, hey, this is Rockin' Me by Steve Miller. No one's gonna remember that. Steve Miller Band, all of a sudden you're like, oh, hell yeah. This guy, not only is he good, but he's got some people to back him up.
Somebody had to believe in him,
Bob
like
Seger.
investors.
You do know who Bob Seger is, right?
Yeah, he did Night Moves
Yes, he did.
Oh, that was a good shot.
from the Grand Theft
Thanks.
Auto soundtrack.
Well, he was Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Bob Seger in the Civil War.
That's what I thought you were gonna say, too.
Bob Seger and Captain America: Civil War.
Oh, fuck.
Rip.
Well,
Oh,
great
wow.
minds think alike.
I feel
Thank
like I
you,
lost.
New Halo 123 for the 569 tip. Wants to know about where Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath fall on the dad scale.
Black Sabbath, Uncle Rock, Ozzy Osbourne, Dad Rock.
Okay, I just got this comment in your chat. Baby, I Love Your Way peaked at 12 in the U.S. charts, but do you feel like we do peaked at 10?
Oh, that doesn't mean anything.
I think we have
You
a
go back, you look
mathematical
at shit like,
conclusion to this.
yeah, where did Hotel California peak? Probably like 44. That doesn't mean it's less famous than Take It Easy.
Take It Easy's like third or fourth or second on their list.
Oh shit, that's way too far.
Though. Way too not far. Eagles are the most mediocre band on classic rock radio. Can I ban that person?
Wow.
I wish you wouldn't.
Oh,
There's nothing wrong with
You
being
should
right.
make them a mod.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong. Yeah, with insulting. I think the first or second most popular album of all time, Eagles' Greatest Hits. I think
Is
almost.
that true?
Yeah.
Seriously?
The Eagles' greatest hits and Michael Jackson's Thriller trade back and forth like every 3 years.
I think
You're
Eagles are
kidding,
ahead. Actually,
really?
No,
That's amazing. I did not expect
they're
that
one
at
of the
all.
best bands of all time. What? is
Well,
wrong with
they've
you?
got the one good song. I mean,
The
you know.
one good.
They've
song.
got the one good song.
Yeah, they got that going for them, and you know.
Where's Smash Mouth?
I think Smash Mouth might be full on dad rock.
That is. It was dad rock when it came out.
It was dad rock.
But it was marketed at a younger demographic, even though it was dad rock and it didn't know it,
Yeah, no,
which makes it better, I
Mhm.
think. Does that mean Shrek is a dad movie?
No, Shrek is a daddy-daughter movie. I do have to say, with the Monkees being daughter rock and Smash Mouth being dad rock, Smash Mouth's cover of the Monkees' I'm a Believer is the first daddy-daughter rock song, to the best of my knowledge.
That sounds
Wow,
like
what an
a
innovation in
category
such a
on
stale
Pornhub.
world.
For that.
I fucking hate Hotel California, by the way.
Really?
And it's entirely a result of dads. Dads abuse their Hotel California privileges. The song is played too much.
You can't play that song too
Dads
much.
are
It's
too
impossible.
into it.
It is physically impossible. It's one of the greatest songs
No.
of all time. It really is.
It's played too much.
It's not. You can't.
I would
if
say
that song
Kate
came on twice in a row on the radio, I would be happy.
Kate will vouch for this. I would say probably 1/3 of the time we're in the car, Hotel California comes on. And it's almost
Same
like
for
if
radio
you're sick
stations.
of that song, it's actually worse. You know how like when you take a Band-Aid off, you just rip it off? Hotel California is like they rip off like 2 hairs and then stick on another Band-Aid because it doesn't open like tum tum on a long desert highway. It opens with like 8 minutes of them going.
It's like 30 seconds. Unless you listen to the live version, they do it for a while.
They
in the
play
live
both.
version.
Sometimes they mix it up by playing the live version.
The live version's fantastic. It's a little bit of change of pace.
Yeah, it's the same song.
I think you gotta go fast for the 22 months in a row. Space Whales on Ice thinks Austin Logic is greater than Ryan's.
How do
Logic.
you fuckers? I can't believe. Look,
Thank
I'm
you
not
for
saying
that.
Hotel California is a bad song. All I'm saying is I can't believe that I'm one of the very few people in chat here saying that it's played too much. It's played so much.
I've already
Everyone's
given you your answer. It is played a lot. It's played a lot more, and do you think there's no reason for this?
Oh,
I
man.
respect Austin's reverence for it. I do think maybe it's played a bit too much.
Thank
but
you.
Yeah,
I'm not quite as up about it as Ryan is, though.
I'm not super against it really.
I'm not. I don't think it's a
like
horrible song. I'm just. It's played too much, man.
I would just change the station, but I don't listen to the radio, so.
But
it
then if
really
you
doesn't
change it,
matter.
if it's after
That's
9,
true.
you're going over to fucking Barney Miller's Blues Hour. You know, like no.
Do you want to know what song is a dad rock song that I fucking hate because it's played too much on the
Okay.
radio?
What is that?
Slow Ride.
Oh
Slow
yeah.
Ride is played
Bow now,
every
bow now, bow
hour.
now, now. Yeah, Slow Ride fucking sucks, man.
I liked that song. And
What about Sweet Home Alabama?
I hate that song.
Why do you hate that
Yeah.
song? Do you just hate good things?
How
good
can you
music?
like Sweet Home Alabama?
Sweet Home Alabama's good. I like. That's a good drinking song. That's a good. Like,
I give
I'm
it
drinking.
1 play per year.
Yes, I'm with Nick on that
Yeah,
one.
me too.
If
I
I
mean,
was
I'm
if
not
I was
saying
out
do
and
it all the
Sweet
time.
Home Alabama came on, I wouldn't be like, oh fuck this song. But like because it gets played too much, every time it's like I'm like, oh god damn it, Sweet Home
1
Alabama
play per
again.
year.
Now if they played the Kid Rock version, I'm in.
Are you? I can't.
Yeah.
And
I
drinking
definitely
whiskey
heard
out the
already
bottle and not thinking about tomorrow.
I'm not joining you on that.
Sing Sweet
I'm
Home
not either.
Alabama
You're on your own
all
here.
summer long. I think there's just a rule that if the song is played at your wedding, then you can't listen to it again for 5 years.
I'm a cowboy
Fantastic song as well.
on a steel horse. I
No,
ride.
I'm over that as well.
I'm wanted.
I'm over every Bon Jovi song actually.
Dead
There's
or alive.
I'll tell you there's like 5 songs that I never want to hear again on the radio, okay? And the first one is by John Cougar Mellencamp, Jack and Diane. I never want to hear this song again.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. You're
Is
the
it
worst.
Diddy? Jack Diane.
That is a lovely song.
No,
You-
all of my songs have the same theme, by the way, which is we're 16, we're gonna get out of this place. No, we're not. You know,
Austin, can you move up, or do you want me to move
I
back?
never want to hear "Living
I
on a
really
Prayer"
want
again,
Okay.
as long as I live. I never want to hear "Don't Stop Believing." They ruined it. It's gone. That's 3. I don't know. Come up with 2 more.
I can still listen to Stop Believe.
You do
But I
the
haven't
number
listened.
first and then figure it out backward. Thank you, Zio077 for the 13 months resubscription.
Let's see. You hate any Boston songs, Ryan?
Actually,
You-
I'm mostly into Boston's original album. It's got some sweet boom bam bam boom da
Foreplay / long time.
Yeah, that's Foreplay Long Time.
Like-
Yeah.
One of
You
my
like
favorite songs.
drum fills.
Oh, Summer of '69 is up there. Yeah.
That
and
one I can hate.
Any
I will agree with
song
you on
that's
that one.
about like youth desperation, I'm over it.
Green Grass and High Tides?
Maybe you'd be able to get out
That-
of this fucking town if you weren't giving Bon Jovi like $30 an album.
Green Grass and High Tides is like discount Freebird, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm okay with this as
Isn't
well.
it like 15 minutes long?
It's like 15. It's like 10 minutes long.
Okay, it feels very long to me.
It is.
I think what you don't realize, Austin, is that living in the South, all of the dad rock is being filtered through the lens of the South. And as long as there's a banjo at some
Yeah.
point in the song,
I
they'll
lived
add
in
another
Houston.
3
Lenses
minutes.
of the
like-
South.
Houston's like one of the next to Austin least south-like places in the world.
Does it border Mexico or a gulf thereof?
What? Anyone in Houston can testify that
That's a
Houston
trick
is the
question.
least Texas in Texas.
I think the more pertinent question is it in the state of Texas?
How many
And
times did you say Texas just
It's the
then?
least
A lot.
Texas.
Thank you, Dysfunctional, for the 5 months in a row and all the hype. Appreciate it, guys. Apparently you like dad
I
rock.
can confirm this because I live in Podunk, Texas now, and it is the fucking change of environment is insane. Like,
Did it dunk you in
Yo,
the phone?
don't act like I'm not pro Styx, okay? I'm actually pro Styx and pro Journey. I just fucking hate Don't Stop Believing, because every like place you go, they always play Don't Stop Believing. Everyone sings along like it's a great time. It's not a great time. I'd rather be listening to Hotel California, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I was asked to
praise.
ask you, where does ELO or Electric Light Orchestra fall? on
Somewhere
the dad
between the
scale?
dad and the uncle spectrum, in my opinion. It's a little look.
Thank you
Dad
for the amount,
says,
569.
however you want to live your life, that's okay with me. But a man's voice shouldn't be that high. That's the dad
Wow.
opinion, and the
Wow.
uncle's like, "Come on, Barry."
No, that's the dad. That's not Ryan's
That's
opinion.
not me. That's the
Oh,
dad.
dad.
And then
Okay,
the
I
uncle
got it.
says, "Come on, Barry. You've always been a square man." And then he puts on Mr. Blue Sky, and everybody's happy with it.
See, but I feel like that same dad would have that opinion and then also completely love Freddie Mercury and Queen.
That's different.
okay. This isn't like the note he hits in Under Pressure, like one of the highest notes. Like, I'm trying to think of a higher note, maybe More Than a Feeling.
Probably
He
one of
has
the,
like
one of the highest ones
craziest
you could hit.
range.
You both talked at the same
I've
time.
got the top-selling albums list now in front of me. Thanks to Gotta Go Fast with the 222 tips. Is Michael Jackson Thriller with 65 million, followed by AC/DC Back in Black with 50 million.
That's
Okay.
the dadliest of dad rock for sure.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon 45 million. The Bodyguards original soundtrack.
No. The
44
Eagles are
million.
up there, man. There's no way.
See,
I knew that. No.
that's
This
more
is
along the line
incorrect.
of-
This
It's
is
there. Keep-
no. This
I
is not.
swore.
It's not counting the Eagles' greatest hits album. And I'll tell you that I saw this like 15 years ago. There's no fucking way since 2003 the Bodyguard soundtrack has outsold the Eagles' greatest
Yeah,
hits.
no. See, when I was looking this up, there's like so many different lists. Like, I
This
don't
is
know
the
what-
one that
what
just
counts as-
takes out the Eagles because they don't agree with it.
Next is Meatloaf, and the one after that is the Eagles' greatest hits
No,
with 42 million.
It's not
No,
correct.
see, because I read
Get-
a completely different list. That
Get the
had-
global list, not the American list. Get the global list.
Oh, okay.
You know that I believe in this because I don't even like Hotel California or the Eagles in general, and I'm still gonna fight for their integrity here.
I just that I find that very shocking that they would be that high up on a list like that.
Why is that,
I
Rob?
mean, you fall into too much into the meme of I hate the
No,
Eagles.
no. It's not hating the Eagles. I just thought that they weren't necessarily had such mass appeal in that respect.
What are you talking about?
I mean, in the respect that they're competing with Michael Jackson.
It wasn't a competition. They blew him out of the water.
Wow, they blew him out of the water. I thought you said they were competing.
how
for
do you
several
think
years
he
going back
died?
and forth.
Oh,
A particularly
Oh,
raucous game of
killed him in
Battleship.
the
Water? He
different
was
kind of
swimming?
competition. So the real winner isn't who sells the most albums, it's who lives the longest.
Okay, Thriller is 65. Eagles are 42. There you go. That seems correct.
Yeah, you know what? I could see that.
Eagles' greatest hits has sold more than Back in Black by AC/DC.
I could
This
see that,
list is
too.
by claimed sales. The Eagles rank second by confirmed scales. Hey, you know my album, Dick Fucker Extraordinaire, sold 1 billion. Looks like I'm on the top of that list now. I'll take your gold records, please.
I thought that's what I just said. Chat says that.
Oh yeah, so American Pie. That's another 10-minute song.
I don't like
Play on
that
the
song
radio.
either.
Uncut. You don't like that song?
I find its sentimentality artificial.
All right,
What does
all
that
right,
even mean?
Bob.
I love Ryan.
I would rather like listen to an earnest song about a ham and cheese sandwich than like another old guy talking about the past.
I just want an actual song about a ham and
Isn't
cheese
that song? Wait, isn't that song about the Allman Brothers?
I was
Band
gonna
Nine?
tell you that it starts with a long, long time ago
Yeah, no, I think
in a
that-
galaxy
about-
far away. Yeah,
That song is totally about the Allman Brothers, isn't it?
I thought it was about that plane crash that killed Buddy Holly.
Oh,
The
maybe.
Almond Brothers or the Pistachio Brothers?
It was one of the plane
Question.
crashes. Yeah, I think maybe.
This is the
Oh,
Pistachio
and you'll
Brothers.
marry Tyler Moore. Now that's a
Fuck
song
this
right
thing,
there.
It is, okay, it is Buddy Holly. Yeah. How is that not sentimental to you?
It's-
It's completely reversed from what you were saying.
It's
it was.
artificial sentimentality.
You're absolutely the worst.
He's just doing it. He's just doing it for the vine.
He's doing it for the vibe.
Maybe. You think gangster rap qualifies as dad rap now?
No, Dad's well. If we're talking about, Nick and I discussed this earlier. We're talking exclusively from the point of view of North American Caucasian dads. So like, I
Okay.
can't speak to other cultures and other demographics that may have a different kind of cross section. There's no way dads are like putting on "Check Yourself Lest You Wreck Yourself" while they're cooking up a beef stroganoff, right? Like that's not going down.
But they're probably putting on like Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, but that's like, come on. They're not putting on Cool G rap, is what I'm saying. They're
Peanut
not.
is the nut of the working man.
They
I
could
like
be
this
putting on
conversation.
De La Soul.
De La
Who
Soul's
eats
not
what
gangster
nuts?
rap.
Well, no, that's right. But I mean, but it does come out of the same era.
Yeah, of course. So did Billy Ray Cyrus.
And that's
Now you got something to say about that, Austin? Billy Ray Cyrus?
All I know is that he is Miley Cyrus's father.
Allegedly.
Wow.
Can you move this portal?
I don't have weapons at all.
Forgot how to play this game.
Let me use this. Billy Ray Cyrus's literal dad.
I'll give you the nut of the working man. It's the
Whoa!
peanut I heard.
Oh, is it gonna work?
Yeah, I think
no.
no.
Do you think that gun ever works?
I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna for a second. I was wrong.
It looked like it almost was gonna.
You know what? Another song I never want to hear in my life? Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. You want to play some
Yeah.
Lance Bass? Lance Bass?
Lance Bass.
You want to play some Lance Bass? I'm all right with that. But if you want to play some Last Dance with Mary Jane, sure, why not? If you're gonna play Free Fallin', you know what? I've heard it too many times to believe in its whimsy.
Mm.
And it's
don't
another
think
song
it's free.
that makes it sentimental about the past again.
What about the Police?
I'm down with OPP.
I don't know if that
The
I don't know if,
original Police people.
Naughty by Nature.
I'm
is,
down with them too.
It is in their nature to be naughty.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Oh hell
Alright,
yeah!
fine.
Sorry, Nick.
All right. Well,
Oh god.
you're in a pit of death.
No, I'm not. I've died.
Running down a dream? I'm okay with running down a dream. As long as I don't play fucking free falling anymore.
We didn't start the fire.
I'm okay with it. Another one? Did they get this one out in America? Because this guy's Canadian. Life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night long. Fuck off, Tom Cochran. Suck on my cock ring.
Oh, that's gotta stink.
I feel bad saying that because,
Oh,
like,
God.
he does a lot of charity work. But I'm over that song.
How do you feel about Dobie Gray? Drift Away.
What the fuck is
I like Adobe Creative.
What
Studio.
is-
I don't know what that is.
Drift Away!
Is that the
Remember
one?
Drift
Give me
Away?
the people as in free my soul. That one?
Give me the Beat Boys and Free My Soul.
That's
What
Uncle
is-
Cracker.
That is
Rock
Dobie
and
Gray.
roll.
That is Uncle Cracker.
That is 100% Dobie Gray, and I don't know who this Uncle Cracker you speak of.
Is Uncle Cracker's real name Dobby Gray? Toby
that was-
Maguire?
He was Uncle Cracker until he was gifted a sock.
Full of reptiles.
Thank you, Coos Coos, for the 4 months in a row. Dobby Gray. I really like that for some reason.
I'm shooting
It
a
was
knife
Uncle
at you.
Cracker, by the way.
Oh, the knife doesn't work!
Yeah,
Dobby
yeah,
is free now. Free fallen.
You spell Uncle Cracker right, okay? It's Kraker. It's not like a Triscuit.
It's not CKER?
The Uncle Cracker song is a cover. I didn't even know he did a cover of
Thanks
that
for the
song.
resub. I don't know. You have all these. Here's my impression of Austin. Hey, what about Tom Fields' song "Midnight Puerto Rico"? Now, I've never heard of it. And then you're like, here's how it goes.
You like Golden Earring?
Don't.
You don't know. Am I stepping into the twilight zone?
That sounds
I'd
familiar.
love it if he just started.
Yeah,
making up-
that's take the song and sing it, sing it. Whoo, baby, whoo. Is that the one?
No, that's fucking the.
Just like the white winged
Yeah, that's
dove.
That's not Fleetwood Mac. That's just the lead.
Yeah,
what's
the
her name?
lady.
It's Stevie Nicks.
Yeah,
Stevie Nicks,
Stevie
yeah.
Nicks.
Nicks,
That's just
yeah.
her.
That's a good song.
No, gold. What's the other golden earring song? Shit.
5
Oh, Radar
golden
Love.
rings.
Radar Love.
Oh,
You should-
I've been driving all night. My hands went on the wheel.
That's golden earring.
Squam diddle diddle down. That's a good one.
What's up with all these 2D bastions?
Oh!
Just like the one we
That's a good song.
That's another one that for me is.
Ooh, baby, ooh.
Wait, another one.
Also,
for
the
you
song
guys.
is too long. I'll give you that.
Barracuda.
Is it?
It's too long. It's like they go "Who Baby Who" like 80 times in that song.
Yeah, they do. At some point, you're like, mix it up. Say, give me like a hee hee or something.
That was in. Yeah, that's Michael Jackson. That was in
Yes,
Vice
get him
City
in there.
soundtrack, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was in Vice City, or maybe it was in.
It was definitely in one of the GTA's. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
Mad
I
World
think
by
it was-
Phil Collins overplayed? Excuse me? It's actually originally by Tears for Fears, and then was covered by Gary Jules.
Where does Phil Collins fall on Dad's scale?
I'm pro Susudio,
Collins.
so whatever that makes Phil Collins, it makes me, as far as I'm
So what
concerned.
about In the Air Tonight?
Yeah, you know, I'm like for it. Susudio's better, but I'm for it.
Grand Funk Railroad.
Give me a Grand Funk Railroad song.
We're an American band.
I don't know this song.
yeah.
You don't know this song?
No, you've heard that song.
I don't think
You
so. They
should
probably
know
don't
this
play it
song.
up here. They're playing the Tragically Hip instead.
We're an American band.
That sounds awful.
I don't know
Rob.
this
I don't
song.
listen to that at all.
You never heard that? That's surprising, actually.
38 Special. That's a good band.
What did they sing?
Ooh,
Oh wait, do they
No.
38 Special? They have a
Hold
song.
on loosely, or so caught up in you.
Yeah, that's the one. That one's in Rock Band 4, man.
Oh, yeah,
I
You didn't know who 38 Special was?
I didn't know
you
who
cannot
38
claim
Special
to
was.
know about Dad Rock. You know who 38 Special is.
It's a good
That is-
song, man.
Fantastic band.
And then there's the one that goes like, I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Oh,
38 Special.
that's 38 Special. It might be 39 Special.
No, that's what's his face, isn't it?
Isn't that like Boston?
No, it's definitely not Boston.
Chicago, maybe. Boston? No way.
It's definitely
dog.
not Chicago either. Chicago is
It
25
was a city further to the west.
Wow.
Can you just
Down,
kill
down,
this
down,
guy?
down, 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 down.
That's the outfield. That's correct.
God.
The fact that this conversation has gone on for 2 hours, ... The fact that this conversation has gone on for 2 hours, what? Hall and Oates?
We've covered a pretty broad swath of music
Yeah.
in the dad rock genre.
I can't believe Austin's still introducing me to new dad rock that I've never heard before.
It's
We don't play
We're
we don't
grading
play
it out
Grand
by-
Funk Railroad here.
You gonna play Grand?
No. But I think
usually
you guys miss out on a lot of, like, you might not know this. In Canada, Canadian radio stations have to play at least 25% Canadian content.
Really?
I'm not fucking with you.
That's actually
It's called CanCon or something like that. Oh, that was a great shot.
wait.
Until it wasn't, but
Wait, so they think that the radio is taking away jobs from Canadian musicians?
no,
if
they're
they
just
don't
like,
play
you know, we
enough
gotta
music?
preserve our culture lest your fucking tsunami of bullshit just like roll over
Tsunami of
us and,
bullshit,
and
that's true.
completely erode our Canadian culture. So
We have like a Katamari of bullshit.
we got all
Picks
sorts
up
of Canadian
cities.
music that you guys probably don't hear that much. You know, you guys ever listen to what is it, Chilliwack?
Chill what?
You guys don't have Chilliwack down there.
Haven't
It's
heard
like
of
a
Some
city
kind of
in-
camping activity that I don't know.
It's actually a city in British
It's a
Columbia.
type of lean-to you set up. With your toboggan that you put on your head.
Chilliwack sounds like something you'd put on your car if it has rust on it.
Yeah, Grand Funk
Chill-
Railroad
Chilliwack.
sounds like something that's very unsafe to take long voyages on. All right, two can play that game.
Do you take a voyage on a train?
You can take a voyage on a train of absolutely.
Absolutely, you can, yeah.
I wouldn't-
Previously, you would think it would be just ships, seafaring.
Yeah, right. Like it seems like it's more.
No,
like,
What are you
trains.
talking about?
That was the olden way of thinking of things. You don't have to do that anymore.
Rob, get away from me.
I can't. I'm out of juice.
What? We're not supposed to be close, man.
Yeah,
gotta
this
go.
is not
You
good.
gotta go left.
All right, Ryan. What about free?
Okay, how does that one go?
That's the band. The
Okay.
song that you should know is All Right Now.
Oh yeah, baby,
Baby
it's
is
alright. Yeah, I know that one. That's one of those songs that comes on the radio, and I'm like, I got no idea who this is by.
Yeah, me too, actually.
It's free.
It's usually
the
the Steve
only
Miller
song
band
that
every
they
time I
do?
don't know.
Yeah.
Free? No. Yeah.
Yeah, I decided.
I thought for a second, like, nah, that don't count. I should split this up.
Baby, it's alright.
It's a long song too. I think it's like 6 minutes long.
How do you, every
Yeah,
song is
dads
6 minutes
don't listen
long
to
in
it
your
then.
world.
I'm just trying to make a point that you were very wrong when you said that Dad Rock was like 3 minutes or 4 minutes or less.
Yeah, Drops of Jupiter is 6 minutes long. Why don't you listen to that?
I don't know what that is.
My
don't
chat's still
know
arguing
Drops
about
of
if
Jupiter?
Voyage counts or
I
not.
might. I don't recognize the name though.
There she goes with that ham in her hair, drops of Jupiter in her
Yes,
hair.
she has ham in her hair.
Ham in her hair.
The one I was like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, hey. You got it.
That's the one.
Get the ham out of her hair.
Since
Yeah.
a return from a stay on the moon, I've been thinking she might be big a baby.
That sounded like Red Hot Chili Peppers when you delivered that
Yeah,
lyric.
kinda.
Bang a
How
bong a
about-
bong
how
a
about
bong
One
Burbank.
hit wonder of one hit wonders. Head East.
How does Head East go?
Never been any reason. There's never been any. Oh, that's not how it goes. Shit.
So
how's it
caught
go?
up in you.
No, that's the 38th special. There's never been any reason for me to think about you. That's so off key.
No, I don't recognize this.
That should be on the radio. I don't
Oh
know.
my
Maybe.
fuck.
Decimating.
Jesus
I think we
Christ.
lost.
Why did you come stand next to me, Rob?
you could have moved.
I moved and then you moved with me. Like that song that goes when I move,
I
you
move, you
move.
move.
Yeah.
When I dip, you dip. We dip.
For dip cream.
Someone's
You
about to get
put-
fucking
Put the
spiked.
hand up on your hip.
Oh, we're gonna get spiked.
All racked.
Where's
I
Kids
think
in
I know
America on the dad scale? I think it's probably like a mom song, but I'm for it.
Yeah, that's mom.
I'm almost out of songs on my Spotify playlist now.
Doesn't surprise me.
Someone asked me if dads like the Canadian national anthem. I imagine they fucking love it.
I don't like the Canadian national anthem, but if it comes on at a live sporting event, you take your fucking hat off.
Yeah, obviously. I would do that just to show respect to any country.
Well, that's
I like
literally
being
bare
unironically.
minimum human decency. But go on.
I was gonna say I really enjoy like being unironically patriotic. It's real fun.
Yeah, so does the man. The man loves it when you do that.
You selling out to the man, Rob?
Sometimes, yeah.
When did this start?
Is
Oh, what are you
Talking
buying?
Heads
Not so
dad
out.
rock? No, Talking Heads is like your uncle who has like a PhD in some weird subset of math, but he never married.
I feel like that's more the uncle who like still wears like 70s punk band shirts.
And a Chilliwack, too.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
Hooked
NL,
on a
get out of the
feeling.
country.
I know one Rob likes a lot. Whitesnake.
You like
do.
White Snake?
Well, yeah, I mean the
Here I go again on my own?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great song.
That's a great song.
It's not a great song.
The only road he's ever known.
You know what I like about that? It's got the Sister Christian thing going for it, where it's like two different songs merged together. I'm for that.
Twin sister, Christian.
I'm also a big David Bowie guy.
You know, that's just sure. We all breathe oxygen on planet Earth. Like,
I've known people who don't like David Bowie actually. I did 80 damage. Got your white snake right here.
Gross.
Yeah, I said that.
Billy Idol. Oh, that's a.
Oh, I missed. But it's okay.
That's like the same uncle from Talking Heads, I think.
no way, dog.
Well, the same my uncle, maybe not the
You're
same your
so
uncle.
passionate
The
about that.
same my uncle.
This is why we can't you can't use uncle. I think it's just a bad.
Bring
bad
a
description.
Austin. Bring up some more songs so I can tell you I don't like them. I'm having
Van
a great
Morrison.
time. He's fine, but I never want to hear Brown Eyed Girl again.
Oh come on! That's another song that's really hard to hate because it's just you hear it, you sing along. It's
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
I'm gonna listen to Rebel Yell right now, actually.
I'm gonna listen to the McDonald's commercial over and over.
How would you do this?
Thank you, Doc Master Ass Blaster, for the 2 months in a row.
It's a good name.
Great name. Oh, I didn't tell you guys about my real life meme accident.
Oh no.
Did you buy Nutmeg again?
No, I went to my.
Before you tell the story, allow me to concoct a story that just popped into my head. You tell me if it matches. You're at someone's wedding. Their son goes missing. You might be able to fill in the blanks from here. You're like, where's Billy? Where's Billy? And then you're in the South. Someone said,
What's happening?
And then you're in the South.
someone said, oh, here comes that boy. And then you said, oh shit, what up? And they were like, what do you mean, oh shit, what up? And then you had to awkwardly explain that it's an internet meme, and then...
It's very similar, but it's a little bit more unfortunate.
Did you find yourself in the South?
Yeah, I did. No, some lady. She was like, I think I was at my brother's baby shower, and it was my brother's
50% right so far.
His brother's fiance's like sister's something. Like, so I did not know this person, and it's something about some kind of baby like ointment or something. And she goes, we're talking about it. She goes, "Oh, that's some good stuff right there."
right there.
I guess I don't need to explain what I said.
Oh man, that's good.
It's just like the way I said it was, you're supposed to say a little like, oh, right there. And it doesn't sound very good when you're saying it to someone you don't know. It doesn't understand the context.
It's a little bit of culture shock, I think, is what happened there. Right there.
Oh no!
Is there like no chat delay? Because people started saying right there.
When you pay, and then she'll be like, so what'd you guys get up to tonight? I'll be like, oh, we were just like, hanging around playing some games. And then they go, oh, what kind of games? And then I'm like, oh, it's collectible card game. It's called Magic the Gathering. And then like they're always like, I'm like, well, why did you ask then? Now I've gotta come up with an alibi anytime and uninteresting to people who are not part of a subculture. So, like, Kate and I, after Friday Night Magic, sometimes we'll go out for dinner, and it'll be like the waitress will come over with the machine when you pay, and then she'll be like, so what'd you guys get up to tonight? I'll be like, oh, we were just like, hanging around playing some games. And then they go, oh, what kind of games? And then I'm like, oh, it's collectible card game. It's called Magic the Gathering. And then, like, they're always like, I'm like, well, why did you ask then? Now I've gotta come up with an alibi anytime I go to a hip restaurant. They're like, whoa, did you guys have a cool Friday? I'd be, oh yeah, just some drinks on the patio. It was awesome. Had the day off from work. They'd be like, sick, man. But
played poker with the bros.
They
expect Monopoly?
I don't know, but they invited. I'm like, I just don't want to talk. Just give me the machine. It's not because I think you're a bad person, but we don't need to have this conversation. And then she goes with little. It's like when you like mention something from the internet and then you back out, and then they go, no, tell me more. And then you're like, you probably don't want me to tell you more. And they're like, no, I do. And then 2 seconds in, you're like,
they still don't.
No, I don't. I was wrong.
They really didn't.
It turns out I never wanted to know. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before as well. I'm not sure why they're so enthusiastic to want to know things that they immediately don't want to know.
It's definitely like a corporate mandate, but I'm like, we bought the food, we bought the drinks, we're paying. You don't have to sell me anymore.
Yeah.
We're done. True. I already came up with my tip as soon as I walked into the restaurant. Unless you took a shit in my plate, you're getting the same rate everybody else gets.
Yeah, I had to awkwardly explain what Twitch streaming was to quite a few people.
I can imagine, yeah.
That weekend.
I don't. Although I don't talk to people or go out, so...
That's fair.
That's fair. 100% emoji.
What the fuck is Gimme the Machine? I believe that's when they charge your credit card.
Yeah, you pay with a credit card and they go, do you need me to bring the machine? And you go, yeah, it's not the 18th century. Bring the machine.
Why don't they just take the card away like they do here?
I don't know. I'm cool with either, honestly.
You guys having this thing with credit card machines or debit card machines now where you gotta stick the card inside of it?
Yo, you guys, this is one thing that Canada is so much more advanced than you all at. We're not even doing the stick anymore. We're on the tap meta. We've had the stick for like 8 years. Oh. And then I go down to America and they're like, hey, could you swipe your card and then sign this piece of a dead tree? We're gonna put that in our filing cabinet, and if anyone ever asks, we're gonna cross-reference that with the pen mark on the back of your hand. This is like some 19 40 shit here. It's all about the tap meta now.
I felt so stupid. This guy was trying to. He's like, oh, you got to put the card in, and I was like, oh, and I swiped it again. He's like, no, you got to put the card like in, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I looked like I was totally clueless, and he grabbed my card from me and stuck it into this slot I didn't know existed, and I was like, what? What is this? He's like, oh, it's just this new thing in machines now. It's like, well then, you could have not gotten so angry with me.
When I
He was
went
a
to
Walmart
Dublin, it
employee.
seemed like they've all been doing the chip for ages. Like
Pin and
this
chip.
is just the standard.
Pin and chip is old. I
Pin-
have
pin's
not.
pretty
Literally,
boring.
here's what they do. They tap it, and if it doesn't tap, oh, sometimes tap doesn't work. Just put it in. In the 1 in 10,000 chance that the chip and pin doesn't work, they're like, fuck, I guess we gotta swipe it. Can somebody call an American? Oh, here's the technique. You gotta wrap the card in a plastic bag and pull it
I've
tight
done
and
that
then
before.
swipe it through
Yeah,
the
I've
machine.
done that.
Most
I've
powerful
actually-
nation on earth, like wrapping their credit cards in plastic bags to get the
It
machine to
even
work.
worked the time I had to do it. I felt like such a boss for figuring it out.
Come on now.
Cats get mad. I've had a debit card for like 5 years now, and last week was the first time I ever had to stick it physically in the machine.
Wait, so you're talking about like there's like a little hand device and you pop it in the bottom, like in
yeah, in the bottom.
Yeah.
That
It makes, like,
that
a
was
satisfying
not
clicking
in
noise when you
that-
put it in too.
Yeah, that was like not. I don't know if it was like not in Texas or just not in where I was, but the first time I'd ever seen it was like a couple weeks ago.
Ah, yeah, they have that here, places. I thought you were talking about an ATM.
No.
An ATM, you always.
Oh
slide.
no, that eats the card and you don't get it back until you're done. Yeah.
That's why you don't ever put your checks in the
Don't
ATM.
even
'cause
start
It will get
with
stuck in
me.
the gears.
Don't even
Wait.
start with me.
Wait, your ATMs take the card away
Rob,
from
you
you?
can't-
can't
the
you
check.
can't reason with this man.
It's just- Mine don't take my card away. You
Oh,
just-
mine eats the card, and you're not seeing that until you
Eats the
put it
card
in
until
there.
you're done.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? That's how ATMs work. You stick.
Oh, yeah, but no. What is Nick? Nick thinks that 1 out of every 2 times you put a check into an ATM,
Oh.
it just accidentally
No.
goes down the wrong tube into the
I
paper
didn't say
shredder.
that. I said I don't want to take the risk of having to explain to the bank manager why I tried to put a check in and now there's a problem.
Just get the phone app and take pictures of your check.
No, I don't
Yeah,
trust that
I've done
either. I
that.
don't want my banking information on my phone like that.
Oh, what are you, my mom?
It doesn't
Yes.
store the picture on your phone though. You take the picture with the app and then it gets rid of
Yeah,
it.
no, I just don't want it to have a picture of my check at all. That's all.
You think the bank's gonna steal your money you're giving you?
No, I think that I don't think it's secured properly necessarily, and I don't know, so it's better to just not question it and do something else.
Okay.
It's fair.
Don't trust the machine. Trust the human. Because, like, I've never heard of
There's
a human.
accountability. If I talk to a lady that I know who it is, I can go, it's that person that something broke.
It's that bitch right there.
Right there, right there.
I didn't say that.
Oh, man. Nick, you should go on Primitive Technology and teach them how to use
Shut
currency.
I just don't want them to have my checks. That's all it is.
I don't want
Got
to.
your checks though.
I don't want to send the picture of the checks that the bank gave me to the bank, because then they might know my account number.
That's not. I'm not concerned with the bank getting it. I'm concerned with other people. You know how often major websites, get hacked and all of their information gets leaked,
Yeah,
right?
but if
It's
the
like
bank
that.
gets hacked, it's not gonna matter if it was on your phone or not.
It's gonna be
Like,
bigger problems.
It's not about the
Yeah.
bank getting hacked. It's about my phone getting hacked.
Look, if P equals NP, then you don't have to worry about what's on your phone, dude.
Yeah, Austin's down with the
Smart person
with
joke.
the techno-apocalypse that inevitably is gonna undo all of us. Once quantum computing comes out and encryption no longer has the capabilities to stand up as a security measure, we're all fucked anyway. So I would just use your phone, honestly. But you know, it's your prerogative. We could do like one more.
Yeah.
I added so many new guns.
Chad is such a split reaction to me saying that. It's all fine. Don't worry about it.
Is that a gear or a 1? I don't know.
Yo, if you think P isn't equal to NP and you got the proof, send it to those people. I'll give you like $1 million.
Yeah, you'll never like be hungry again.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, to be totally honest.
It's actually really interesting. Go watch a video on it.
Yeah,
or
P
something.
equals
I
MP.
would not be able to accurately explain
How
it.
Is
do
that,
I
that a
explain
legal
this?
number you're not allowed to obtain?
Just take it frame by frame. This P stands for problem equals N. The inverse problem.
Christ.
I only understand things if they're conveyed to me in a parody of a 90s rap song, okay?
Divide both sides by P.
That's
and
not how
equals
that
one. You've done it. It has to do with like how fast you solve problems, and if you know a problem can get the answer easy. I don't. Never mind. I've already gone over my
It's the
bounds.
Amazon Mechanical Turk.
But yeah, it's polynomial bullshit.
Young mechanical.
Did you know there's a
Turks.
number that is illegal?
Don't, Nick.
What is that?
Yeah, I heard about that. You watched that YouTube video too.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you
Weird,
mean?
right?
What do you mean there's a number that's illegal?
You can't obtain this number because it could, like, unencrypt a bunch of shit.
What do you mean obtain? What is it?
Like, you can't have that number.
It's one of the highest known prime numbers or something, right?
I'll just program it. For int I
NCIS? What?
for int I equals 0, I is less than infinity, I plus plus. If it's prime, return it, and then just see what the last number is.
The
No
number is not 420, nor is it 69.
problem. I don't know why scientists are always having a hard time with things.
Because they're lying and getting me pissed.
Oh yeah, it's the decryption number for DVDs. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The way you framed it was definitely like,
the way it was
if
framed to me
mankind
was that
got
way.
their hands on this number.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Actually, speaking of number file, you guys know if the universe was Googleplex big, then there would be an exact copy of us somewhere else in the universe.
Did you know that Googleplex Big is a great name for a robot wrestler?
Googleplex big.
Would it be with a dot between the two words instead of a space?
Oh, the Glock doesn't go off the portal
Oh.
when you shoot it? The
Oh.
Glock goes through the portal? I can't wait to see the, apologists for Shellshock Live in chat. Well, the Glock is... You have to imagine it's a two-dimensional representation of a 3D plane. The Glock
that's
passes
the-
through the barrier.
There's
Too
the
worked
3D.
up today. So worked up.
It's because I play Overwatch. Nobody cares about the point.
I played Winston the other day.
I know Googleplex isn't a unit. Is a Googleplex whatever units of measurement for the universe? I don't know what they are. I'm not number file. Go watch his video. He's better at it than me.
Oh, shit.
I liked the number file on Graham's number. Did you see that one?
Yes, I
No,
think
it's
so.
Graham's number.
It's bigger than it's like super
69?
bigger than a Googleplex, right? No, it's like a number you can't possibly even fathom. It's so large.
Isn't it like a Googleplex or something?
It's
I think
like
it's like even more than that,
1.337
Guys, we're all morons.
Yeah, but if I sound smart enough,
We're all
Well, I mean, like,
cavemen, and we're saying, hey, did you see what the smart people said yesterday?
I mean, I am just gonna say though that like a Googleplex is basically just some dude was like, "Hey, dude, like imagine if we put 1 and then a shitload of zeros after that, and we'll call it." This.
You know
It's
what
not
it
like an
probably
arbitrary
was?
amount.
It's
Right.
probably like a dude in his like office at a major university for like 100 years working at it, like proving that it exists, and then like, hey honey, dinner's ready. Can't come home, we're still cracking the case. 10 years of that, like never sees his kids. They grow up resenting him. They call their stepdad dad. Oh, we don't see dad too much. He's making a mathematical breakthrough. And then 30 years later, yeah, he just sort of said, whatever, maybe it's a large number. I'll give you the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, pretty much.
But continue.
what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Ryan was
Graham's
writing about
number.
stuff.
Oh yeah, Graham's number. Oh yeah, no, it's actually cool because they actually know like the last digit of the number somehow. I don't know how, but even though the number is longer than you could ever possibly imagine, they actually know what the first digit of it is or whatever, or last digit.
Here's a list of the digits in Graham's number. The final entry might surprise you.
Imagine if our society was like that. That'd be like
BuzzFeed.
Yeah, like no,
'Cause
like
it is.
BuzzFeed, but instead of like, Kim Kardashian's 10 sex tips, it was like 10 prime numbers you'd be surprised are.
Oh, like
You
nerdy
know?
BuzzFeed. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? The prime number that gets me every time is 23. Because I think about it and I'm like, it's right next to 22 and 24. Those two numbers are not even close to prime. Nestled in between them, you got a little 23. Try to divide it by 7, not quite. Try to divide it
7?
by 8, no way.
What does that mean? Seven's between 8 and 9. Every prime number, I think, besides like 1 and
Yeah,
2
but
and
in the
3 are
low
actually-
in the low numbers, primes are more common.
Why was 6
Okay.
afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
No, but like I think literally only 1, 2, and 3 are the only prime numbers that are actually next.
Yeah,
to
but
other
the
prime
what the prime numbers, you go, well, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and then 13. Those are all stacked up close together. All right. So you're like, oh, is this a prime or is it not a prime?
17 is only 6 away from 23.
Yeah, but
Which
22
is
and
only
24.
how much away from 29?
Excuse me, 27 is the next prime if you ignore 9s.
You fucking backpedaled out of that one pretty fast.
If you ignore 9s.
Apparently, 1 is not prime in chat.
Don't even
very
start with
angry
me. One
about
is
that.
one is the
What was
most
it,
prime
composite
number.
or whatever.
Yeah, good learning, Austin.
Thank
The
you.
Glock goes through the shield. You're correct. Great technique.
27 is not prime. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dangerous Golf
No,
is out on Steam, and the reviews are mixed. Yeah, the reviews say that Dangerous Golf came out on Steam without keyboard and mouse support, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Are you kidding?
I
Is that
don't-
really actually?
I'm always
Warning this if this is the case, yeah.
on Roundtable. I'm the guy who's always like, hey, I know these developers, they seem really greedy, but let's give them a chance. Not coming out with keyboard and mouse support in your game on PC is actually like... You're like, oh, I can't drive my car. Why is that? Didn't bring the car keys.
Why would they do that?
Apparently it's like a straight up Xbox One port, so you have to have a gamepad because the Xbox One doesn't have
An
a keyboard
Xbox
and
One
mouse.
controller specifically.
You have to actually have an Xbox One to play it.
Next to your computer, which is where it will download onto.
And your Xbox One has to be on Windows 10 as well.
Oh, baby.
You guys ever see that thing where like you hit some random button and then all of a sudden your entire screen is taken over by a solid like purple or something, and then you're in a Windows app? You ever do that?
Are you
Are you
talking
on
about the
Windows 10?
lawnmower, man?
I'm on Windows 8.1, and occasionally it just decides to put me into like Windows World, which I thought that was I thought that was a front roller, not a back roller. And then I don't know how to quit it, so I have to Control Delete and then go to the task manager and shut down the Windows World, so it takes me back to my desktop. I hate that.
Such a thing.
That needs to
Sounds
stop.
Terrifying, yeah. I don't want anything to do with that.
I'm
Yeah.
just dreading the day my computer turns on and suddenly it's Windows 10.
Yo, dude, but then
Yeah.
you'll be able
It
to
will
use
happen
big
to you.
screen on your HTC Vive, so you can actually watch, 3D videos of whatever you chose. Wink,
Don't you
wink.
guys want Windows 10 exclusive Gears of War remastered?
All
Oh,
right.
I'm
yeah.
gonna play Quantum Break.
All right, let's
Whatever
pimp our
it's called.
channels. Let's start with Rob. Why don't you start?
Yeah, hi, I'm Rob, also known as Alpaca Patrol. You can find me at Alpaca Patrol everywhere, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And then also on my Twitter, you can find my Discord, where you could go hang out there, and it's a good time. And I have like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have about like 20 Overwatch videos in the tank right now. Because before we recorded like 5 today, I recorded like 6 with Sinvicta yesterday. And,
Oh, damn,
and
that's 11.
Barrett, yeah, so like, it's gonna be a good amount of that for a while. So if you like that, come by the YouTube channel.
Sweet. How about you, Austin?
Hi, everybody. I'm Austin, also known as Last Grey Wolf, also known as Dad Rock Enthusiast. Stream every single day from 1 to 6 p.m. Central Time. We're still streaking Gungeon. We're on 70 now. So come by and watch that. It's a lot of fun.
All right, Nick.
Yo, I'm Rockley Smile. Check me out on youtube.com/RockleySmile. I'm doing a playthrough of Doom if you want to check that out. I've been posting those daily as well as NLSS VODs as soon as I can. You can find me on Twitter at Rockley Smile. I suggest you follow me over there for updates and info. Lastly, check me out on twitch.tv/Rockley Smile. Make sure you hit follow if you haven't already, because I will be resuming Doom after a short break for cooling off my room because it's very hot in here.
Thanks for watching the Northern Land Live Super Show. It is every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, except for Wednesday when it is an hour earlier. For now, thank you to today's new subscribers. According to Moobot, we got Suck It Scrub 69420, Drumming Jack 2, JJ Poseidon, Dockley Smile 69, Hiyo Ayo, Vortka, Native J, Lord of Blackrock, Enigma 5642, Palamini, Electro Vibs, Flying Box 360, Boffin. Thank you guys very much for the subscriptions. Thanks for the resubs, including Fake King Raven there at the end. And thanks to those of you who watched, especially those of you who made an effort to watch without ad block. Kate and I are going to be live around 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to play something. I'm not sure what yet. Is anybody streaming after this?
Yeah, I'm going to take like an hour break and then come back for Doom. But so no, not directly, but I will eventually.
All right. Well, you can watch Nick play Doom in an hour. For now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you later.